defense minister is being replaced after being caught up in a corruption scandal involving inflated prices for food supplies.
After days of denying the rumours, it was announced last night that Alexei Reznikov will be replaced by 37-year-old Kirilo Budanov, who was promoted from Chief of Military Intelligence. Party members said Mr. Reznikov would become Minister for Strategic Industries to make the department perform better, but he has said he'll turn down the role as he doesn't have the expertise. Mr. Reznikov has denied reports some of his officials agreed to inflated prices for food supplies, but it seems he has too fallen into a wider anti-corruption drive by President Zelensky.
The BBC's James Waterhouse in Kiev. Israeli forces have killed 5 Palestinian gunmen linked to Hamas. Happened during a raid on a refugee camp in the West Bank. The raid conducted earlier today. News and analysis at townhall.com. President Biden's approval ratings remain in the basement as he prepares to deliver his State of the Union speech. There is a new AP poll.
While President Biden has trumpeted his legislative victories and ability to govern, a new poll suggests relatively few U.S. adults are giving him high marks on either. 41% of Americans approve of how Biden is handling his job as president. Only 22% of U.S. adults overall say he should run again. Just 21% have a lot of confidence in his ability to handle a crisis, and 13% have confidence in his ability to accomplish major policy goals.
Correspondent Jennifer King. Tens of thousands of nurses and ambulance staffers walked off the job in the UK in what unions call the biggest strike in the history of the country's public health system. There have been demands from the workers for pay hikes, increases in salary that would keep pace with double-digit inflation that has been deflating buying power across Great Britain. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday.
Yep.
Welcome to it. At least it's gonna be a warm Monday.
Yeah. Well, it was a really warm weekend.
It was a pleasant weekend.
I downright went out without any hooded protection yesterday.
Nice.
And just hit the streets.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Although I did feel the need to want to wear a long sleeve something.
Yeah, really.
Because even though it felt warmer, I still had well, it's January. I'm supposed to be wearing this, not the short sleeve.
It's February.
February, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody did post up a meme, though. And bear in mind, it's already the 6th of February. Like, we're already, 2/3 of the way through February, it feels like. It's such a short month. January was 107 days. Did it feel to you like January was abnormally long?
As I went through it, it went quick. But as I look back,
it felt so long. January itself was 17 months. February's already almost half over.
Well, maybe that's good.
I don't know. It just seemed like January just hung out.
Maybe you're having a better month.
It overstayed its welcome.
You're having a better month, maybe. And so it's going maybe by faster.
Maybe the crippling depression of the month of January was
January blues was but now it's February. In March, you're going to be singing songs.
Sun's starting to come out.
That's right. We had a busy weekend. Lots going on.
It was very. By the way, humongous thank you to everybody who came out and made the grand opening of Calichi's a big success. That was packed. That place.
I saw pictures.
Line out the parking lot. I mean, the stand line was like wrapped. It was out and then wrapped around the building.
Good deal.
The drive-through line was out the parking lot. Yeah, it was great. Good crowd,
custard and hot dogs and everything. Awesome.
Everybody left happy, and the general consensus is Calichi's. They're happy to be back in Roswell, and Roswell's happy to have them back.
Good. Well, welcome back home.
Absolutely.
We're glad to have them. I was while you guys were doing that, I was doing a Boy Scout ceremony and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll talk all about all of these things this hour. We're going to chit chat this hour. So we talk about that. I watched the Pro Bowl festivities yesterday, most of them.
Okay.
I bailed at some point. We'll talk about that. I did not watch the Grammys, but I did see basically two highlights. Everyone got alienated by Sam Smith's performance.
Oh, I didn't.
And everyone talked about.
Did he break out unholy?
Yeah, well, he was dressed as the devil or something.
Oh.
I didn't watch it. I don't. All I saw was a bunch of people saying it was
the
bad.
only reason people do stuff like that is because people care.
Well, it's
people
shock
talk.
value.
It's like
Grammys are always been about shock value. Madonna,
right.
Britney Spears, keep going generation to generation. Speaking of Madonna, I guess she was there last night. Everyone said she looked like wild.
She's been looking pretty rough lately. Like as
well, it's all surgery is what it looks like. She doesn't look like her. It's not that she looks rough. She looks like a different person. You know what I mean?
I watched one of the most uncomfortable videos I've ever watched in my entire life, and it was a commercial for she's doing a tour, like I think it's called like her Legends tour or something like that.
Okay.
And the teaser for the tour that she's doing, it was this like 5-minute video, and it was. I mean, it was like cringe level 1000. And it was just a bunch of celebrities all sitting in a room. And I mean, like, it was star-studded. We're talking about Judd Apatow, trying to think of who else. Just there's a ton of Jack Black was there.
Okay. It's just funny. You said star-studded.
I know.
John Apatow.
All the names escaped my head. Amy Schumer. I was trying to think of the guy's name from, what's the funny guy? The dang it. Eric Andre. That's the name. I was trying to think of Eric Andre's name, and all the other names escape my head. But it's all these stars sitting around playing Truth or Dare.
Okay.
And basically daring each other to do all these ridiculous, outrageous ththings. Put parts of themselves into beverages and, like, you know, open mouth kiss Jack Black or weird stuff like this.
Okay.
At the end, Amy Schumer comes out and says, I got one. Madonna, I dare you to go on a world tour of all of your hits. And Madonna goes, 40 years? She goes, yeah, 4 decades. 4 decades. There's all kinds of B word. It was the most, and then they start singing back and forth to each other and everybody. It was so
Madonna and Amy Schumer?
Yes. It was so uncomfortable. And so, yeah, it was all to announce this world tour that she's going on. But man, dude, getting through that video was uncomfortable.
Huh. Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, anything Madonna's involved with and involves talking and comedy is usually awkward. Speaking of Amy Schumer, when you say her name, all I think of now in the last year when I think of her is her cameo appearance on a television show that I saw her in. I thought I'd mentioned this on the air. One of our daily traditions when I get home from work, usually my wife's home and she's got Judge Judy on.
Oh, yeah.
And we watch Judge Judy. It's just, you know, even though there hasn't been a new episode of Judge Judy, they got one on there, which wears a pink robe now and all that, but the old school Judge Judy. So she's watching that, and then one day we're just on, and it's usually on the background while I'm doing something else, but I happen to be looking, and they're showing, you know how they have the crowd of people, depending on what years of Judge Judy you watch there.
Right.
Amy Schumer sitting in the front row in the audience of Judge Judy, watching
just hanging out,
just there as a person watching Judge Judy.
Did they have like a spotlight on her?
No, she was. And then I was like, "Is that Amy Schumer?" And they kept cutting. You know how the camera angle? Yeah, her and her sister went to a taping of Judge Judy and watched it. And I went online and did research, and sure enough, that's her and everything else. But yeah, apparently her and her sister one day went and watched Judge Judy tapings, and you watch certain episodes of Judge Judy, or at least one that I know of, and she's in the audience.
If I ever get mildly famous at anything, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to randomly show up and be in the background of establishing shots of TV shows.
Yeah.
Like, just randomly in the third row of the crowd at the Today Show. Like, is that Sean? Just not acknowledging anything, just like, right with everybody else, just like, hey, everybody, and kind of just hanging out, or just standing there, just.
Well, you got to move to like New York City or someplace like that where you could just pop randomly on not just shows but newscasts and things too. And CNN's out there on the corner, or Today's Show sitting out there.
Well, the small version of that, like the New Mexico version of that, would be like Steve Stucker just randomly showing up in the background to like newscasts.
Yes.
So he's being interviewed on the street, and then just Steve Stucker just shows up in the background.
Almost Forrest Gump-esque. Just kind of pops up in places and things. Yeah. Same kind of thing. I that's actually a great career for some.
Right.
Like if I was someone like, I don't know, like a kind of an actor that was a big deal like in the 80s, but maybe not so big now. And just happens to pop up.
Like a Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
If you were just like watching the Today Show and you just saw Scott Bakula in the background, you'd be like,
yeah.
Scott Bakula?
Yeah.
Did he leap in?
You know what? Now that we say that, because Quantum Leap is now, I'm assuming it's still on the air.
I think so.
Canceled or nothing.
I haven't heard about it being canceled.
I know but that would be fun. But don't tell nobody. Don't do as a cameo. He actually is just an extra. Not even like a speaking role. Like there's a scene where they're in a cafe or something, and there's Scott Bakula having a cup of coffee in the corner or something. That would be funny to me. But I have a weird sense of humor, so I get that. But that was the fun. So every time I think of Amy Schumer, I think of Judge.
NBC's reboot of Quantum Leap has been renewed for season 2.
Well, there you go. So we can make this happen.
Decent.
So good. They'll pair it with Night Court and all these other shows from 20 years ago. But
holding out for the Bosom Buddies reboot.
Oh, see, I don't even think that would work today because is there even such a thing as?
No, it wouldn't work today. There's no way it would work today.
Well, I mean that part, but I mean just the reality of is there maybe in cities? Is there apartment buildings where you can only rent as a woman or a man? I mean, like you have YMCA.
Yeah, I didn't think.
I mean, just that concept, not just the cross dress and stuff, to get it, but just the fact that there's an apartment building that you can only rent it if you're a woman.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Yeah.
I know there's some that exclusively rent to like celebrities or
entertainment
and stuff. But
you gotta, there is that exclusion. The more green, the bigger the locks and gates and everything. But I don't know. I was just because that would be the part. I mean, none of it would work. But
I don't think it would. No. Maybe it's just gonna have to. It's gonna sit back there with "Song of the South" and just kind of hanging out in the bin.
Well, it's like Dukes of Hazzard couldn't be redone.
And that's something else that hadn't been addressed. Is like only 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago did we knock down Splash Mountain?
Yeah.
The entirety of the existence of Splash Mountain was the movie that nobody talks about, "Song of the South." The entirety of the reason of the existence of the song "Zippity Doo-Dah" featured in Splash Mountain is because of "Song of the South." The song's still around, but Uncle Remus and the gang, they're long gone.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those. I get it. Everyone gets offended.
No, I 100% get it. It just makes me chuckle.
Stupid.
Like how it just makes me chuckle that we've held on to remnants of it for so long and yet chastised the intellectual property from which it draws.
Well, I always think people got to remember intent. And did anybody at any point...
I try to remember in TP, man.
Anybody at any point go down Splash Mountain and start thinking about that stuff? Or they're just like...
There's something about flying down a mountain, flying down a river mountain into a splash zone that just makes me think about casual racism.
Most people are either thinking, I hope I get soaked or I hope I don't get too soaked.
Right,
That's generally what people are thinking when they're... I don't know. It's just... We're so busy on everyone feeling important about something, and it's just dumb. But anyway... did I give the rundown?
We did.
I don't think I did. I did. I said we're going to chit-chat this hour. We're going to replay some interviews in the 8 and 9. Barbara Gomez and Kim Wood with Main Street Roswell joined us Friday. We did talk about an event or two that happened over the weekend, but a lot of other stuff with Main Street business and stuff that I would like you to hear for folks that missed it. So we'll play that. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Andrew Moore from the Chamber joined us last week. So we're going to play that in the 9 just to give you some of the events and some of the things they've got coming up and put that on people's radars too. So we'll do it. That's what we'll do. But more of this hour. So I was going to mention something else and I forget what it was. But anyway.
I restarted episode 1 of Last of Us because I wanted to try to sit and watch it in one swoop.
Oh yeah.
And I figured out I haven't finished episode 1 yet. And there's a reason I haven't finished it. Mm-hmm. And it all has to do with my emotions. I can't physically get through it because of one scene that for some reason I can't not relate to my daughter.
Yeah.
It's with first of all, I love what they're doing with the cinematography, the shots, like the way that they're doing them like a video game. Like in episode 1, there was this, there's a whole scene where they're in a vehicle and they're fleeing, and the two guys are up in the front seat, and the perspective is from the back seat. So you get the two guys in the front and the window. That felt very like video game-esque.
Gotcha.
And I love that shot.
And I know they consulted on that kind of stuff. That was done by design. So,
but that I for some reason while I'm watching it, I keep jumping in my head to how would we react in this scenario? Mm-hmm. There's no way, dude. There's no way we'd get out of something like this with my kid. And then that scene, the scene I'm talking about, where they, a certain character gets shot. I'm just like, I had to stop right there. Visceral reaction. I'm like, I can't do it. I couldn't do it.
You know what?
I need to get through it because I really want to watch the show.
The 5th one came out yesterday. I haven't watched it yet, but
God, they're on 5.
Well, every Sunday they put out a new episode. Matter of factly, because this upcoming weekend's the Super Bowl, they're going to air. Because normally they air on Sundays,
right?
On HBO, they're going to air it on Friday this week.
Oh wow!
Now I don't know if they're going to put it up on HBO Max early.
Probably, I would assume.
But I did see a thing saying that due to the Super Bowl, this week's episode will air on Friday instead of Sunday. So people get it a couple days early. But I'm not 100. I didn't hear for certain whether they're going to put it up on HBO Max because I don't watch it on HBO. I'll watch it on HBO Max later. Yeah, and having never played the game or I've heard of the game, but I don't know really a whole lot about the game. Going in just blind without game knowledge, I love it, and I've getting into it, and enjoying it. So for people who've never played the game or don't know, what Last of Us is or don't know a thing about it, you just think, oh, here's a show about apocalyptic zombie-like stuff.
Right.
All right. It's entertaining as that. You don't have to watch the game to be into this.
Right.
So just wanted to throw that caveat out there. But I really liked the 4th episode. I know there's a bit of controversy just because of characters and portrayals and things. But if you take it at just the story, it's a really off the cuff episode compared to the it's part of the story, but it's a subplot of the story. Like that, the whole episode 4 has to happen to progress the story.
Right.
But in the scope of it, episode 4 isn't the story.
No.
If that makes sense.
It's the pivot point.
Yeah.
I completely understand because you have this, you in any good story, you have to establish your characters, you have to establish your environment. And there's always that one moment, that one episode where it's just like, okay, we've done that. Now we're springboarding into let's tell this story.
Yeah.
And that's what that episode is, that linchpin for.
And then it looks like 5 on, they, running in, because they're going on, it's basically the premise of the story. Yeah, it's that quest thing where they're going. So the idea is they're running into new things and new people each week. So, but it's pretty good so far. From what I've watched, I've liked it. I haven't seen the 5th one, but that'll be this week.
I was going to say, you could just watch on YouTube, like a full game cutscene compilation of all the cutscenes from the video game,
and pretty much get the gist of the show.
Get the same experience.
Yeah,
probably for free.
That. That's true. That is true. Well, of course, you're also not getting the brilliance of Pedro Pascal and Nick Offerman.
Sure. Yes. But I dig it. It's pretty good. It's I'm into that. Another show I'm into is Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah,
which is season 2 just came out on Paramount Plus, and then 1922, a new episode came out yesterday.
Oh, really?
However, I was having trouble trying to watch it. I kept trying to hit, and I kept having audio but no video.
Oh, it is 1923. The technology's still pretty new.
I guess so. I was maybe I don't know. Paramount.
Did you try adjusting the antenna?
I did.
Okay.
I did try that.
That didn't work. No.
I hit the TV as with the proper gusto.
Cup the palm and strike thusly.
Yes. But couldn't get it going last night, so add that to the list. It is 7:23. Probably should pause and do some weather, and we got a livestock report for you. Yep. Probably should play that before the actual livestock report starts, or livestock auction starts, rather. And so let's do all that. It's 7:23. Let's get you up to date on the weather. Enjoy today, because tomorrow won't be like today. But Wednesday will be more like today than yesterday was, than tomorrow will be like. That makes sense. Go have another cup of coffee. That'll make sense.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Windy but sunny today. We do have a cold front that's working its way through the southwestern states. That'll be arriving tomorrow. This afternoon's high about 75, wind gusting to 30 miles an hour. Mid-30s and clear overnight, and then a few showers will be possible Tuesday. Partly sunny, and our high going up to about 50. We're quickly back to sunny weather on Wednesday with low 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 40%. Winds currently out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Today, beautiful day. Sunny skies, 72 for a high. Winds a little breezy out of the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, the winds roll in and bringing colder temperatures for you Tuesday. Tonight, we're looking at mostly clear skies. Overnight low of 36, so really not that cold overnight, but winds are going to pick up out of the north 15 to 20, and then increase 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. With the winds bringing cooler temperatures for you Tuesday, also a chance of moisture. We do have a 20% chance of some rain and snow showers tomorrow. Partly cloudy, high of only 48. Yeah, we're going to go from 72 to 48 in 24 hours. Winds out of the north 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 25, so about 10 degrees colder there overnight. Winds calmer out of the north 5 to 10 miles per hour. Fortunately, the cooler temps don't linger too long. We'll be back into the 60s on Wednesday. Sunny skies, 62 for a high. West winds 5 to 15. Back down to 50 on Thursday. It's a little roller coastery. Sunny and 50 on Thursday. Friday, sunny skies right around 53, and then we'll be floating in the low to mid 60s for the weekend. Sunny 62 Saturday, partly cloudy, and 65 for Super Bowl Sunday. All right, it is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. We'll take a quick commercial break as well. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A big February run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native wean calves, light yearlings with condition. We expect to sell 2,000 head, breaking down like this: 100, 125 weighing cows and bulls, 100, 125 pairs bred cows, 1,700, 1,800 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 40 bred cows, good quality Hereford cows, bred to Hereford bulls 5 to 10 years old. Also 20 bred cows, excellent quality black white face Angus cross cows, mostly third trimester bred to Angus bulls 9 to 11 years old. 64 yearling heifers, good quality black dairy cross heifer yearlings, been on feed 500 to 750 pounds off one dairy. 231 calves, Reputation Quality 2T Cattle Company, Pecos, Texas. 80% black white face Angus crosses, weaned 90 days, 2 rounds of shots, PI negative off short wheat. 500, 650 pounds, 70 calves, Reputation Quality, Casabone Ranch, Hope, New Mexico. Black Angus cross calves, cattle weigh 90 plus days, 2 rounds of shots, 400, 500 pounds. 98 light yearlings, the L7 Ranch north of Roswell. Excellent quality, 60% black white face Angus crosses, 40% Charolais crosses. They are yearlings, weighed 100 plus days, 3 rounds of shots. Medium condition, right off short wheat, 500, 700 pounds. 55 calves, Nielsen Ranch, St. John's, Arizona. Excellent quality black white face Angus cross calves, cattle weigh 90 days, 450, 550 pounds. 103 calves, Mr. John Jackson, Lake Arthur, New Mexico. Excellent quality 90% black white face Angus and Brangus crosses, cattle weighing 30 days. Pyramid 5, Vision 7, 350, 500 pounds. 118 calves, Cordova Ranch, Los Lunas, New Mexico. Excellent quality Hereford calves, shots at Brandon, medium condition, 400, 600 pounds. 108 calves, Helms Land and Cattle, Van Horn, Texas. Excellent quality black white face Angus and Brangus crosses, cattle weighing 40 days, 2 rounds of shots, 400, 550 pounds. 32 heifer calves, Mr. Chance Parsons at Loving, New Mexico. Ex-quality black Angus cross heifers. Cattle weaned 90 days, 2 rounds of shots, bunk broke. 400, 500 pounds, and 81 calves, Mr. Charlie Marley, right up here north of Roswell. Ex-quality black white face Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, right off fields. 500, 650 pounds. Sale time this morning will be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 9:30 to 9:45. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10 to 10:15. Fairly light on cows and bulls today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 2,000 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
When it comes to your business, Big O Tires knows how important it is to keep your commercial vehicles moving. Why not take your fleet vehicles to the team you trust? Big O Tires has a wide tire selection, offers quality automotive services, and provides priority appointments. With over 60 years experience, our technicians will get your operation back in action quickly. Roll into Big O Tires, your one-stop shop for all your commercial vehicle needs.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assisting, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
Central Valley Electric Cooperative in Artesia is currently seeking a meter technician. If you have a strong technical background and a passion for electrical systems, Central Valley Electric wants you on their team. As a meter technician, you'll be responsible for the installation, maintenance, and repair of electric meters. This is a hands-on role that requires a strong work ethic and a commitment to safety. If you're ready to join a dynamic company and grow your career, apply now in person at CVE's Artesia office at 1403 North 13th Street. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:30, and talking more about the weekend. So while Sean and everyone was over celebrating the grand opening of Calichi's on Saturday, I had an opportunity to participate in a different event. Through the scouts here. I'm an Eagle Scout for folks listen to any regularity, probably fully aware of that. Talked about it quite a bit. But so for the last, half dozen years or so at least, I've been the MC for a ceremony they do every year at the scouting headquarters here in town, which if you're not familiar, it's over off Aspen, over in the pecan orchard there off Country Club in Aspen. It's anyway, that's where they're at. But for the last half dozen years or so, I've been emceeing a ceremony. They have at their scout headquarters, they have a patio, and there on the patio, they have stone tiles on the patio floor, and each of the stone tiles is honoring the Eagle Scouts, all the scouts that earned Eagle that year, and it goes back 30, 40, 50 years, right, and then up to today. And so every year they have this ceremony where they dedicate the new tile with the new class of Eagle Scouts. And so I was doing that on Saturday while you guys were at Calichi's there, and honored once again to be a part of that ceremony. I appreciate they think of me every year to come and do that. Yeah. So, did that, had a good time. I think they had 10 total Eagles this year. 4 were able to come to the ceremony, so we honored those 4 individuals, and then when we had a luncheon, a district, or actually I think it's a council luncheon, because it's part of they have like a training day and all, so it's not just this one ceremony. So right, because the council actually covers a larger area than just Roswell, so they got people coming in from Hobbs and all points of southeast New Mexico. So So they kind of do it all at one time, and so they don't have to make them come every weekend to Roswell or wherever they got to go. But anyway, so we had a luncheon afterwards, and they had great food over at the Daniels Leadership Center. They were amazing hosts for that, and did a great job, as they usually do. Mm-hmm. And I got a chance to sit in on the ceremony and talking, and they use that to not only honor the Eagles, but bunch of other individuals and things talking about stuff, and
it's kind of like a mini rally or
like a award ceremony or just a recognition luncheon. It's they get together and fellowship and chit chat, but they also do this time they'll recognize, remind people, talk about why they're there and why scouting's important, and give that reminder. But
ladies and gentlemen, we're here to serve a very important purpose. We are single-handedly keeping the neckerchief industry afloat. Absolutely serving a vital purpose.
Nothing more important than a tightly rolled neckerchief.
I've always said neckerchifery is amongst the most important aspects of fashion.
Man, I remember back in the day when I was a young scout and I'd wear those things. That was half the fun, to get it as tight and straight.
Oh yeah.
Like some people they
see. I used to like the wide bows and then go down like out and then down.
Now mine looked like two of those soda fountain straws going down with their little, and then.
But name another time in your entire life when you've ever thought, I'm gonna wear a neckerchief out. This feels like the right attire.
Other than scouting, never.
It's pretty much it's the entire reason for a neckerchief to exist is for scouting.
Well, they're handy when you're hiking.
Are they?
Sure.
I was like, what purpose does it serve? Oh yeah, I guess that is quick.
There's a lot of purposes.
But I thought you were supposed to keep your neckerchief like nice.
If you want to look like a cowboy.
Yeah, if you're in ceremony, but if you're out in the field, it's a tool.
See, I never thought about utilizing your neckerchief for things.
Everything, be prepared. It's all about scouting.
Sure.
It's a tool. You use it for many. First aid. There's about 1,000 things in first aid.
I never made that third finger. All right. I only ever made it to second year Webelos. Never got that third finger.
No,
I was a Webelow for a second there.
First year. I was first year Webelow. I didn't get to. I think I started my second year, and then everybody was talking about the arrow of light and earning that. They're getting to that point. And I was like, well,
that's the highest for folks. That's the highest
Cubs.
rank in Cub Scouting.
Yeah,
and then it's the one thing that you can carry over from Cub Scouting into Boy Scouting.
Right, and that was the thing. It's like, well, I'm not going to pursue this, so I'm not really going to push that any further. So
gotcha. Yeah. That's why a very small percentage of these scouts go on to become Eagles, because that's why it's a big deal. But anyway, but here's the thing that kind of put things in perspective a little bit. They the district executive Lee, who we've had on here several times, did a little presentation. He kind of he did a thing where he's asking people to, based on years spent in scouting, whether as a scout as a kid all the way up to adult leaders, and it's impressive because you see some of those adults in the room, and and they're doing it like, stand up if you've been in 20 years, and there's people that stand up at like 50 60 years of scouting service, and that's amazing. You don't see that many years in a lot of organizations.
Right, it's right up there with like being a part of a fraternal organization, or like even to a much lesser extent the military.
Yeah,
because you have that fraternal organization. You're together with the like mind of that one thing.
Well, that plus the window of them being in it, because in theory you can participate scouting at, I think, 7 years old. I think it might even be younger now. I'm not even sure.
Well, yeah, I think it starts at like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, and you can literally go the rest of your life. And some of these folks, they probably not the ones in their 60s and 70s, because there wasn't Tiger Cubs then. But some of these started like 8 years old, and then probably participate in scouting up until they go off to be adults, and then come back into scouting when their kids are of age, or some stayed in that whole way, shape, or form, just depending on that.
Yeah.
And so you literally, in an organization like that, it's not uncommon to have more than one person in the room saying, I've been in 60 plus years in scouting. And it just to remind that and seeing that was kind of neat to see the dedication and all that. So
it's impressive.
Congratulations to all those folks, and thank you for your service, and thank you for inviting me to these events this year. I do appreciate
it. Part of it's really always a cool thing.
I know half time that I'm sure some of us feel like, what's this clown shoe doing here? And then he's an eagle. Oh, okay.
Okay, he paid the price to be here. It's fine.
Well, it's funny because I think I bored my wife a little bit. We got there about 10:30, and the ceremony and everything didn't start till like 11. So they were in the middle of their meetings and stuff. But there at the Scout headquarters, they have a shop there where you can buy scouting uniforms and patches and all that. But some of the stuff at the top are display things, not for sale things.
Right.
That I'm aware of. But anyway, so I was like pointing out stuff to Kim. I was like, oh, that, and like there was one that, and actually I was impressed because someone basically said, yeah, you're exactly right. When there was a jacket that they had, actually it was a coat, but it was up displayed up on the wall there. And it's a red scouting wool coat. It's kind of the official uniform coat of like adult leaders and things. It's a red, very nice coat,
right?
Warmth wise. But anyway, this one had a black bull patch over the shoulder, and that's what I know what that means. But Kim and I said that's a Philmont jacket, and she's like, "What do you mean Philmont?" Of course, for those who don't know, we have a national scout camp in up near Cimarron, New Mexico, called Philmont Scout Ranch. It's a premier. It's actually one of the most celebrated scouting camps in the country.
Wow.
It's a very big deal. But anyway, so for folks that have gone to Philmont and completed Philmont, they can put the bull on there. But there's also another tradition on the tail of the bull. So and this is where I got a little fuzzy. It's like if the tail's on this side of the shoulder, you have not climbed Mount Baldy. But if it's over the shoulder, you have climbed Mount Baldy, which is the tallest mountain there, and I think the tallest in New Mexico. But I was seeing the jacket, which I hadn't seen in 20, 30 years, and all that came to me, and I was explaining to Kim, I was like, I believe, and then someone, I think it was Lee actually, kind of came over and said, yeah, you're exactly right, good memory, and I was like, but it was just like, I walk in, and I'm like, oh, I remember this is from this, and then I got a little, not like over the top, but a little giddy, and started probably boring my wife to death with what that means.
I noticed there's certain moments in Mike Winter's life where he gets extra giddy, and it's a lot of it's when he gets to flex knowledge. That's a big one.
I do love to.
When he gets to flex knowledge, or when he gets to tell a story, a military story, and get to explain to people like me who don't really know anything about the military what different aspects of the story mean, because it gets to kind of flesh the story out a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've noticed is you love flex knowledge.
I do. Well, that's probably why I'm in radio, because that's.
I don't know if you caught it though when you were talking. The corners of my mouth turned up quick because I just realized something. There's a store out there, and they sell scout stuff.
Yes.
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume they sell the kits for the Pinewood Derby cars.
Yes.
Oh, so you don't even have to be a scout to buy a Pinewood Derby car kit, right?
I'm assuming. I don't know.
Do you have to flash
sure.
a scout card?
I don't think so.
I think I might have just found a new hobby, dude. I think I want to start. I think I want to make a whittle and build a Pinewood Derby car. What? I haven't done that since I was a kid.
You do have kids?
Yeah, but
get them involved in scouting.
I'm worried about me.
Well, that gives you an excuse to build a Pinewood Derby car.
New hobby. But yeah, I think that might be something that I could get into and pursue. And sure, I'll get the kids involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like to whittle?
That was one of my favorite things to do growing up.
Okay.
Yeah. I love making smaller things out of bigger things. See that toothpick? I'll whittle that down from a slightly bigger toothpick.
All right, we'll see if we get you some Pinewood Derby cars to work on here.
That might be fun,
I'd like to see your finished products.
I'd probably have to handle the whittling of the vehicles. I would have the kids help me with the
I wouldn't just say, here, Hunter, here's a giant knife. Go for it.
My dad was like, and I loved the Pinewood Derby as a kid. My dad was obsessed. Like, we would get the car, and he would go into the whole thing. He would go to a craft store, and he would get graphite, the tubes of graphite, specifically to make sure the wheels had their graphite on there.
That's kind of standard operating procedure in the Pinewood Derby world.
I remember going to the Straub's, which Straub's, for those who were in Medill, was our corner store. It was like our corner gas station / bait shop.
Okay.
And he would buy the fishing weights,
the
lead weights, so he could add weight to the car to make sure we could make that exact weight.
5 ounces.
You have to be exact on that weight.
Yep.
And
we don't have to be, but you can't go over it.
Right. But we had figured out through like, research and doing it, I guess, that based on where you put the weight in the car is going to increase your speed. I made it to regionals. I don't think I was never, like district champion, but I made it to regionals. I made it past the first round with my car.
Yeah.
That's how good it was. So
it's,
once you get into it, it's fun.
That story you told is a story that every Cub Scout dad and child have had, because the kids, it's designed to be a family project. I mean, obviously the younger kids probably have more parental supervision than the Weeblos who probably, are supposed to kind of do it more on their own kind of thing. But that being said, no, that activity is almost more important to the parents than it is the kids sometimes. Because my dad too, my first year I did Pinewood Derby, my dad did the same thing your dad did. He got the fish weights. And matter of fact, he didn't even go, like, he wasn't like the dad that went and took it to the shop and got on the bandsaw and he didn't do any of that.
Right.
He literally did it with a knife.
Yeah.
And he whittled this Roadster.
Yeah, we were out on the front porch just whittling.
Yeah, and
it was one of the few times that my dad was like passionate about a thing that I was involved in.
Yeah, and then that was the first year one year that he kind of almost pretty much built the car. I was in the room, but it was kind of his baby more than. But the years after, I kind of did it, and the cars subsequently got crappier and crappier as the years went. I think one year I ran out of time, so I literally had a block of wood with wheels at one point.
Arrogant. It's not going to cut, Dad.
Sometimes the block would roll, though, man.
My dad was always insistent on, like, there were certain things, like every Pinewood thing we ever built had a 7 on it. Our first car was the number 7. Second car was number 77. And then we did, do they still do the rocket? The Pinewood rocket?
I think it depends on the packs. Okay. Some will do, some don't.
We did that. We did the rocket.
Yeah. Some will do a regatta.
And that was 777.
Pretty much everyone does the Pinewood Derby. Some will take it on to the other, the regatta or the rockets, the straw on the string, and or you got to blow this. You got like a gutter filled with water, and then you make these little boats with a sail, and you got to blow it from one end to the other. So. Kids with asthma weren't big fans of that one. They weren't big fans of that sport. But it's that's kind of the tradition and all that. So, but we had a great time. This has kind of got back to we had a great time at the event. Thank you for inviting me to that. Yes, the only other place I would have rather been was sucking on custard cones at Calici's there. But good news.
Yeah.
Their grand openings already happened. They're now open. I can go anytime I want. So, by the way, did you give away all the gift cards?
We did. We took them out there and
good.
And we handed them out. Couple on the Spanish side, couple on the countryside.
Good deal.
They were very happy.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear
yours, right? Okay, good.
Yep.
All right.
I do. I think I kind of looked at the menu. There's a Rocky Road caliche that they have that I think I want.
I haven't fully looked at the menu, but before, when they were caliches before, the one I got super into is called the Love Me Tender. I don't know if it's still on there, but it's peanut butter.
So it's got to be Elvis related.
It is peanut butter and bananas with, I think it had bacon bits and salted pecan pieces. It was amazing. One of my favorite things in the world. But
by the way,
it's all good.
Speaking of amazing sweet, Papa Murphy's Pizza is opening.
Yes, they are.
And we ordered a pizza yesterday.
Nice.
Which I had for dinner. But
that's one I have never tried with Rhiannon. I bet she'd enjoy Papa Murphy's.
Yeah, it was good. I did enjoy it. Matter of fact, I think that's lunch today. But anyway, I went ahead and we sprung for the s'mores bar deal.
S'mores bar?
It's basically a graham cracker bottom covering, and then it's got chocolate marshmallows on it. You bake it in the oven for like 20 minutes, and you have this delicious s'mores bar thing.
Sounds amazing.
It is. And so if you're ever at Going back to Papa Murphy's, get you pizza. Yeah, spoil yourself with that s'mores bar. It's pretty darn good. Tasty.
I'd be curious.
Yeah. It's 7:47. I probably should pause for news and breaks and all that. So I'm going to sit back and quietly reflect on that delicious dessert treat while you hear some commercials and news here. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Sorello. A massive search effort was launched Sunday for at least one, possibly two, missing jet skiers at Brantley Lake State Park. The Eddy County Sheriff said deputies were assisting county fire and rescue personnel. People were asked to avoid the area on Sunday. A statement posted to the sheriff's Facebook page Sunday night said the search effort possibly involved two people. No other details were given. It's believed that rescue personnel have been unable to find anything. For the first time since pandemic shutdowns in early 2020, Eddy County is once again launching senior citizen services and programs. The Alejandro Ruiz Senior Center, formerly the San Jose Senior Center, is finally seeing more visits this year. Carlsbad Mayor Dale Janway acknowledging that many seniors, though, are still leery about going out in public. You're up to date with local news headlines. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Most Americans are outraged that our government allowed the Chinese to float a spy balloon all across our entire country. Especially, we know the government knew about this thing more than a week ago when it drifted into Alaska airspace. So what can we do? I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Be prepared for the unexpected. Visit carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. Deductible may apply. Obviously, Communist China is not our friend. It spies on our military, it steals our business trade secrets, and then manufactures its own products using our technology. It spies on you and your family with the most popular social media program on the planet, TikTok. TikTok's parent company is ByteDance, located in Beijing. ByteDance gives all the personal data it collects right to the Communist Chinese government. And let me tell you, it collects a lot. You saw the balloon. You know what they think of us. So now, finally, after all the warnings, can we just ban TikTok? Find my longer daily podcast called Kim Commando today, wherever you get your podcasts. When you use the bathroom, you always close the door behind you, right? You don't want random passerbys just looking in. So why would you let people look in on you when you go online? Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom and not closing the door. Your ISP knows every single website you visit and can sell this information to ad companies and tech giants who will use your data to target you. ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so that your online activity can't be seen by anyone. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. It works on phones, laptops, even routers. Plus, it's as easy as closing the bathroom door. Just fire up the app, click one button, and you're protected. If you're like me and believe that your online activity is your business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/Kim today. Use my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/Kim, to get an extra 3 months free. That's expressvpn.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Windy but sunny today. We do have a cold front that's working its way through the southwestern states. That'll be arriving tomorrow. This afternoon's high about 75, wind gusting to 30 miles an hour. Mid-30s and clear overnight, and then a few showers will be possible Tuesday. Partly sunny and our high going up to about 50. We're quickly back to sunny weather on Wednesday with low 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Well, it was close for the Goddard Rockets girls basketball team on Friday night, but alas, it was a loss at home to Artesia in the narrowest fashion, 37-36. Both teams had not lost in district play entering that contest, and it really looked good for Goddard when Ashley Buck hit a three-pointer late in the game for a 36-32 lead. But then Lauren Wagner for Artesia hit a field goal and then 3 free throws with 18 seconds left for the final margin. Goddard plays at home against Lovington tomorrow night at 5:30. Meanwhile, Roswell plays at Clovis on Friday night and falls 61-31. 0-2 in district now for the Coyotes, who will be at Hobbs. Doesn't get any easier tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Major U.S. stock indexes ended lower on Friday after surprisingly strong jobs data sparked concerns about aggressive Federal Reserve action. U.S. job growth accelerated sharply in January, while the unemployment rate hit more than a 53.5-year low, pointing to a tight labor market and a potential problem for Federal Reserve officials as they fight inflation. The Labor Department's closely watched employment report also showed job creation in the past year was much stronger than previously estimated, suggesting the economy was nowhere near a recession. The Treasury Department says it is making more electric vehicles, including SUVs made by Tesla, Ford, and General Motors, eligible for tax credits of up to $7,500 under new vehicle classification definitions. European Union countries agreed to set price caps on Russian refined oil products to limit Moscow's funds for its invasion of Ukraine. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Nutrien Ag Solutions of Artesia is looking for a general labor yard hand and a warehouse lead to join their team. Nutrien Ag Solutions is a respected and well-established company who values their employees. They offer a generous benefits package, competitive pay, and will train the right candidate. To apply, please stop by Nutrien Ag Solutions at 103 East Mill Road or apply online at nutrien.com or indeed.com. And for more information about the openings, call Andrea at Nutrien Ag Solutions 575-748-3510. Nutrien Ag Solutions is an equal opportunity employer.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a deer. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com. Looking for a delicious lunch or dinner? Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. Dine in or carry out. Sample the best Asian cuisine in town. Try their egg drop soup, General Tso's chicken, or perhaps their spicy seafood salad. And you must try their fresh milk green tea or Thai coffee, all made fresh. Dine in or call ahead and pick up at the Asian Market today.
Hi, this is Nop. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:56. Speaking of our conversation off air, I want to real quickly talk about this. I did watch the Pro Bowl festivities yesterday. And it still stinks. It's still not entertaining. It like they try to incorporate the skills competition, which I as a kid I loved watching those Fastest Man, and so they tried to bring some of that and tried to give it value. Like they did a couple of those with like the kickers and the punters and the long snappers played tic-tac-toe, which that was lame. They did flag football, which was kind of entertaining, kind of. But it kind of got boring. Unless you're, all of that weekend was for the players. I mean, which is great. They have fun, do their thing. It's in Hawaii,
right?
This one was in Vegas.
Okay.
Normally, traditionally the Pro Bowl was in Hawaii there.
I think Wayne Newton was part of the promo.
Wayne Newton was Mr. Wayne Newton was like the guest.
That's
kind
of weird. I feel like we might have spoken him into his existence this weekend.
Yeah, because you brought him up last
week. Because we were
week.
literally talking about him last week.
Well, he looked shellacked. this point.
That's just how he looks. I mean,
I know, but he looked extra shellacked in this one. Like he looked like one of the Madame Tussauds figures.
Oh God,
to me anyway. That's like Madonna-esque in the wax world there. But anyway, they tried. I mean, I will give them an A for effort. They really tried. It's just no one cares. It's they care. It's the Super Bowl. It's just unless you're a hardcore fan of the players, the Pro Bowl festivities are, it gives, like, for some, it gives a chance to see their personalities a bit, which is kind of fun. They tried really hard. Like, they tried to do, one of the competitions was a wide receiver show catch contest. And so they almost choreograph a catch where they have to jump on a little trampoline onto a big pad, and then and so the players, like one got the cheerleaders involved and did the smoke and jumps through the smoke to make the catch. And they tried really hard to make that fun. And it's fun for like 30 seconds, but it got stupid. And then it's, you get the camaraderie with the buddies of the players, and they're all trying to one up each other and trying to joke. And so it's the Pro Bowl basically is you being a fly on the wall in the good old boys club. That's basically what the Pro Bowl is.
If you got to see, let's say, for example, you work for an office, let's say an accountant's firm, and let's say every summer that business has a picnic, summertime to kind of let some steam off. We have a sack race, a potluck, everybody brings something. It's a big company event.
Yeah.
Now imagine they brought in national cameras to film this and put it on national TV. That's basically what we're seeing. We're seeing the NFL's family picnic, essentially. That's that they're off doing their thing, and I'm good for them. I'm glad they're having fun.
And it gets a chance for these guys to hang around like Pete Davidson and Snoop Dogg, and Pete Davidson and guys like that get all excited because they hang around.
Bill, I don't even know how I keep getting opportunities like this. I'm not even that talented.
Well, he barely did nothing, and he did one thing and made everybody laugh. And like, oh, I love Pete. I'm like, that wasn't that great. But okay.
Yeah, they showed a lot more Snoop Dogg than they did Pete.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson. He was just chilling.
Shizzle.
Yeah, it was just weird. There were some awkward pauses in there that you're just like, I think they're trying to figure out what to do next. It just, I don't know. It was fun to watch for a little bit. It's not fun for 4 hours of that mess.
If you grew up with your parents,
we gotta go.
Yeah, if you grew up watching it, I'm sure it was all for you. But if you didn't, not so much.
There you go. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Parts of Turkey and Syria have been devastated by a powerful overnight earthquake and aftershocks that have destroyed hundreds of buildings, leaving more than 2,300 people dead.
Hundreds are still believed to be trapped under rubble, the toll expected to rise as rescue workers search mounds of wreckage in cities and towns across the region. Osama Abdulhamid, who was injured along with his wife and 3 children, says at the hospital in Darkush, none of the people in the other 3 stories in his building had survived, while surgeon Majid Ibrahim says the medical center has been flooded with quake victims. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
5 Palestinian gunmen are dead, killed by Israeli soldiers conducting a raid on a West Bank refugee camp earlier today. It's a delicate balancing act for retailers, how to make life more difficult for shoplifters without angering law-abiding shoppers who don't want everything under lock and key.
Some are considering extreme measures, including Rite Aid. Its chief retail officer recently said Rite Aid is looking at, quote, literally putting everything behind showcases to ensure the products are there for customers who want to buy it. But by trying to solve one problem, these businesses may be creating another, turning off shoppers with overreaching measures.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Congressional Republicans vow to take a closer look at the Chinese spy balloon episode and why it took President Biden so long to act after the orb entered U.S. airspace on its cross-country odyssey. On Wall Street this morning, stocks have been trading in the red so far. Right now, the Dow down 158 points. The Nasdaq is off 70 and the S&P down 21 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
China's government now admits that a second balloon spotted over Latin America is from China. Unlike the first one, Beijing claims that this one is intended for civilian and not military purposes.
Beijing's explanation for why a second Chinese high-altitude balloon has ended up in Latin America is basically the same as that for the device, which has now been shot down by the U.S. Air Force. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning said the balloon, spotted by Colombian officials, had only limited maneuverability and had been accidentally blown off course. The Pentagon said the second Chinese balloon had also been used for spying, but according to the Chinese government, both balloons were civilian research vessels.
The BBC's Stephen McDonnell. High winds and a cold snap in Greece, halting ferry service and highway traffic while dusting the Acropolis and other ancient monuments in Athens with snow. The government urging people to stay indoors. News and analysis, townhall.com. Disney World's latest contract proposal gets big thumbs down.
The 5-year offer, which would cover Walt Disney World service workers, was rejected because the union says it didn't go far enough toward helping some of the 45,000 employees face cost of living hikes in housing and other expenses in Central Florida. Among the demands, a starting minimum wage jump to at least $18 an hour, up from the current $15. Negotiators will head back to the bargaining table for another round of talks that have been ongoing since August. Rhonda Rockstra reporting.
Tesla hiking prices on its Model Y, apparently due to rising demand and changes in federal guidelines that make more versions of the SUV eligible for tax credits. The electric vehicle maker bumping up the price of the Model Y long-range version by about 2%, $54,990, and the performance version goes up by 2.7% to $57,990. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Oh, there it is. Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Work better in my head.
You got to firm pressure on that button.
That's right.
But happy Monday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a good day so far.
Indeed.
You know, I was talking briefly on the Pro Bowl thing right before the top of the hour there. Well, not that no one else cares, but they also had the NHL All-Star Weekend just recently.
Oh, right.
Too. And what's kind of funny is Alex Ovechkin, he's like about to break Wayne Gretzky record.
He's like New Gretzky.
Yeah, he's and I would argue he's actually better than that. but people would, because he's Gretzky that's physical, but that's another conversation for another day. But anyway, so that was the All-Star weekend for them, and of course, you know, a lot of Ovechkin-centric things, and him in the spotlight a lot because he's the biggest, greatest player in the game right now. Well, I guess his son was with him that weekend, and so his son was dressed up in hockey and was playing pee-wee hockey with him.
Right.
I think he had like Avi Jr. on the back, and he was out there. Well, I saw this morning on social media. Well, Alex Ovechkin is Russian. He's from Russia. He's Russian.
Right.
That's what he is. You know, so he's caught a little bit of flack for this whole Ukraine-Russia thing, and you know, and because of who he is, you know, he's met and knows Putin.
Sure.
He's like, in Russia, he's a big deal too. He's their Gretzky too. You know, he's the greatest player over there. So he's kind of a big deal in Russia too. You know,
But they only have like three people. It's like Nadia Comaneci, him, and Steven Seagal. That's all they got. All right, so let them have what they got.
They're gonna have Seagal, but
keep him.
We don't need him. And so you know, he's a big deal. But he's been in the NHL playing for Washington for 15, 20 years now, and he lives in America.
He's naturalized, right?
He lives in D.C. He's pretty, you know.
One of us.
You know, put it this way, I'm pretty sure he loves America. Just saying.
I'm sure he's got a great borscht recipe, but he loves it here. Right.
And so anyway, over the weekend, when all this going on, a famous former NHL goaltender named Dominik Hasek. He's I think Ukrainian or one of those Eastern Bloc nationalities.
Right.
Former Soviet Union bloc countries. And he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he was a great goalie in his own right, and he played for the Buffalo Sabres, and I think he played for Detroit or something for a while. But he earned his reputation with the Buffalo Sabres.
Right.
But anyway, he basically got on social media over the weekend and said the NHL should be like charged with treason, and it's a travesty and everything to let Avi and his kid participate in the All-Star game. And I'm like, okay, you don't like him because he's Russian. I get it. But to go on and do that, I mean,
yeah, that's a bit much.
Basically, he's blaming all of Russia on Ovechkin. And you're like, the guy just plays hockey.
Yeah.
He just happened to be born in Russia. I mean, I don't think he cares, or you know what I mean. I don't think he's not running around saying I love Putin, doing it. You know, I don't know what he's in a very precarious situation. He's got to, like, I imagine in closed circles, he probably does disavow what Putin, but he can't do it in a public because half of his family, they're all living there. They're all within grasp of Putin. You got to be careful of that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know,
in his situation, it really does come down to his family's there.
Yeah.
But my mind immediately went to John Cena in China, and how it's like, did you know that John Cena speaks
the country China or the China the wrestler?
China the country.
Okay, just to clarify.
Did you know that John Cena speaks perfect Mandarin?
I heard you tell me. I've never seen it. But yeah.
Perfect Mandarin. He released an apology letter to video to China for something. I can't remember what he was apologizing for, but it was perfect Mandarin. I'm like, it was very, he obviously knows that there's a good portion of the money that he makes that comes from China. So
I'm sure Vince McMahon has classes teaching them to speak Chinese, Japanese.
Not biting the hand that feeds you 101.
Yeah. Imagine. They're probably learning Saudi Arabia now too, or whatever they're hiring them out.
Sure seems like, yeah. There's a lot of talk.
But yeah, so just that whole Alex Ovechkin and the Hasek thing, and I mean, granted, I understand why he's mad and stuff, but I don't know, just like, really, you're gonna go and basically bash his kid for playing and because it happened. It was just weird.
How dare you exist and be of the country that I don't like?
Yeah, it was just weird. It's like, now granted, if we openly knew that Ovechkin was saying stuff
and
doing stuff, then you're like, oh man, maybe I'll put him in the back seat a little bit, and but none of that's happening.
Right.
He just happens to be from Russia. So, and because of who he is, Putin knows who he is. He knows who Putin is. I'm sure they've met multiple times, and I'm sure he's been wined and dined by Putin, and because Putin is a trophy collector like any of the other people like him, and I'm sure he looks at Ovechkin as a trophy, just like many of his other powers.
He treats it basically like Mo, the bartender from The Simpsons, treats everyone. He's a well-wisher, and then he doesn't wish any specific harm.
Right.
Yeah. He's not going to go out and say anything bad about Putin, but he's also not going to go out and share his praises or anything like that.
I'm guessing not. No.
So he's just let the man be neutral.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's trying to do, and or at least
I've said this on numerous occasions. I just really wish I could just not have an opinion about certain things. Can I just not participate in the discourse?
Okay, of course, you picked the wrong career field to do
I
that.
did. I really did. But I mean, in situations like this, it's like, can I just exist? Can I just let my kid play some hockey?
Yeah.
Let it ride.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Why does everything have to be a thing?
Exactly. That's where I'm getting. It's like, I understand, but all right, now you're besmirching the real with this trumped up stuff, and it does it hurts everybody. In my opinion, but that's just me. I'm just a dumb DJ, and I have lots of opinions. A lot of people, and they're not right, all of them. Right. So, let me give you the rundown for this hour. We're gonna get you up to date with the weather and all that here in just a bit. Which nice today, not so nice tomorrow.
Soak it in.
That's the gist of it. And then here in a few minutes, we're gonna play our interview we had Friday. Barbara Gomez and Kim Wood with Main Street Roswell joined us. Kim is the treasurer, I believe, for the board, on the board of directors, and of course Barbara, the executive director. Of course, I do talk about some things that happened this weekend, but a lot of other stuff going on through Main Street Roswell. That is where I want you to particularly pay attention to. So we'll play that here for you in just a few minutes. Later on in the show, or this hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street Town Hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
There's certain activities that you participate in that lets you know you've reached a certain age and stage in your life. And I had one of those on Friday.
Yeah?
Yes, myself, my friend, Misty, and to a lesser extent, my friend Jocelyn, because she showed up late, went and played bingo.
Let's play bingo.
We went to the bingo hall.
How'd it go?
And played bingo. Well, I learned a few things. First of all, I know what Roswell does on a Friday night now. It's play friggin' bingo.
Was it jam-packed?
Oh my god, dude. It was more. There was more people there than anywhere else in Roswell. I'm 100% positive of that. I couldn't find parking. Eventually, I had to move my car because I was illegally parked. They're like a Chevy Spark. It's called a Spark. It's right there. It's a word, Spark. Had to move my car because it was illegally parked, but then I had to move to like a completely different section of town. I had to be driven to my car to get back to it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a sea of humanity.
Where was the
Sertoma? Sertoma.
The Sertoma. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it was a huge crowd, and also not as old as I would have placed it.
Is it a younger demographic?
Bingo is traditionally like you class them as like the older folks go out and play bingo.
That's generally the consensus. Yeah.
I was not the youngest person there.
Good.
By a long shot, actually. There were people in their 20s,
nice,
playing bingo.
Well, hey, you win money. People like money. I don't care how old you are.
But I also learned that bingo is not fun at all if you don't win.
Oh, you got to work, man.
It is just, it's a slog. First of all, it's a slog. But secondly, there's so much anxiety that goes into that game. It's just like, I've leaned over to me and was like, I'm not having fun right now. This is, I have anxiety. Because every single game, I'd get like 3 numbers away, and then across the hall, bingo.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing is, when you roll in...
So do you still get the vitriol hate when you get bingo before everybody else?
Oh, 100. What's funny is, because they call the number, one number after the one that they show on the screen. So like they'll show the number on the screen, people will mark their numbers off, and then the guy will call it. You can't call bingo until the guy's called the number. So what'll happen is, and this happened several times, is you have the visual bingo, somebody'd see their number, they'd mark it off, and they go, I got it. And then across the entire bingo hall, you hear, because they tear that sheet off for the next round. It was,
the bingo sigh.
And then you'd wait, and he'd call the number like 5 or like 4 minutes later because he was so slow. He'd call the number, and then you'd hear the bingo, and they're like, oh, okay, that's the official call. But you unofficially knew beforehand. Absolutely.
So did you have, because the one or two times I've done bingo, and I've seen many of it portrayed in cinema.
Yeah.
Did you have a keepsakes?
So I did
Lucky Charms.
I did.
Did you have a bevy of daubers?
And I was sitting across from a lady who's a regular there, and she was like the shaman, because like she knew what game was coming up next. She knew how many side games they were going to play first. She was our go-to, like our info person.
Your Sherpa, your bingo Sherpa.
And yeah, she had like 3 daubers sitting there. I didn't even own a dauber until Friday. But by the way, fun fact, they'll give you one with your first bingo cards. So there we go. Yeah, get your dauber free, but
give you a taste.
That's right. But the other thing that I noticed is, you know that scene in like a Western when like Buster Scruggs is a perfect example of this. When like everything's going on in the saloon, you know, they're playing cards, the piano player's doing his thing, you know, bartender slinging. Guy walks in the double doors, and all of a sudden everything.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like walking into a bingo hall as a newbie, because there are all these people there. They see each other 2 times a week.
They smell the new blood, huh?
They see us walking in, they're like,
new blood.
They're eyeballing us up and down like, who are you? It was a very interesting experience.
Well, they're probably looking like, ooh, we're going to take their money into this pot.
Fresh blood. But yeah, it was interesting.
So you're going to be back for bingo?
I might try it again at another point in time.
Nice.
I'm not going to be a regular, I don't think. I might try one of the other ones in town, but it was definitely an experience.
Well, good.
We'll leave it at that.
Sounds like you had fun. You always have fun, you know, even if it's just a different environment, and you're just kind of like, well, all right. But glad you had fun. Maybe you'll win. You're going to win one, and you'll never go back.
That's what I need to at least win one.
You need to get your taste.
If I can just get give me just one good solid win, and then I might be hooked.
And what's the payout usually? Like $100?
Most of the games were 150 to 200. Then the blackout game was $1,199.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good money. And that was the anxiety, dude. I was like, in 3 of my boxes, I was 3 numbers away from blackout, and they called it. So close.
I know it's hard to do.
I know everyone else was too, though. But
I know it's hard to do. But if you play the I don't care card, you're going to win. It's like it's like a Murphy's Law or something. If you just played it like, whatever.
Yeah.
And truly keep that mindset,
right, you're
gonna win.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know if I can continue that mentality.
It's easier said than done.
It really is. It really is.
All right, it's 8:19. Probably should get this break going so we get the interview going. First, let's take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Windy but sunny today. We do have a cold front that's working its way through the southwestern states. That'll be arriving tomorrow. This afternoon's high about 75, wind gusting to 30 miles an hour. Mid-30s and clear overnight, and then a few showers will be possible Tuesday. Partly sunny, and our high going up to about 50. We're quickly back to sunny weather on Wednesday with low 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Sunny skies today, 72 for a high. Beautiful day. Winds a little breezy, but not too bad for today. Out of the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then tonight, that changes. Winds will pick up. Mostly clear, not freezing overnight. 36 for an overnight low, so relatively warm tonight. It will be cooler tomorrow night, though. But the winds are going to be rolling in. North winds at first, 15 to 20. Later, increasing 20 to 25. Could see wind gusts tonight as high as 35 miles per hour. Tuesday, with the winds bringing in cooler temperatures and a slight chance at moisture, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain and snow showers tomorrow. Partly cloudy, high of only 48. So we're going to go from 72 today to 48 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north, 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, winds calm down, chillier overnight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 25, north winds 5 to 10. Warming back up into the low 60s on Wednesday, sunny and 62, west winds 5 to 15, back down to 50 on Thursday, sunny and 50 on Thursday, Friday, sunny and 53, and then in the 60s for the weekend, 62 and sunny Saturday. Sunday for Super Bowl, partly cloudy and 65. All right, it is 8:21. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break here, and then we're going to play our interview with Barbara Gomez and Kim Wood with Main Street Roswell. Don't go away.
In New Mexico, the leading cause of death is heart disease, but it is preventable. This Heart Health Month, celebrate with Artesia General Hospital at a special presentation from the cardiology specialist at Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico. They'll be joined by special guest Sherry Wells, Executive Director of the American Heart Association. Join us on Thursday, February 16th at 5:30 p.m. in the Green Chili Cafe. For more information, please visit Artesia General Hospital's Facebook page. One beat at a time, we're here for every heart.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-817-2871. 800-817-2871. 800-817-2871. That's 800-817-2871.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:23, and joining us in studio this morning, all the way from upstairs, from Main Street,
fourth floor.
Yes, from Main Street, Roswell. Of course, we have Executive Director Barbara Gomez.
Good
and
morning.
Treasurer on the board here, Kim Wood as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's your Friday going so far?
It's going. I think it's going good.
Good.
Yeah.
Weather's nice.
Yeah.
We've kind of been dealing with cold and rain and snow-ish, snow-like events. It's kind of nice to have sunny and nice weather.
I was looking across the street one day, and I said to my husband, "I think it's snowing out there." No, I think they sprinkled that salt over there, and I thought it was. Why is it only snowing on that side of the road?
That's just in case it might snow one day.
Just in case. Yeah, we have to prepare for that. We don't want no slip and fall.
Too bad we can't keep that salt just sitting there for next season.
Yeah,
it
doesn't work
that way. But folks, of course, this is what, of course, you come on every month to kind of remind folks that there's a lot going on in the Main Street corridor here. There's events that'll be coming up. We'll talk a little bit more about.
We have a lot going on, that's for sure.
But there's a lot going on, and one thing I always like to encourage folks, and we talk about this, because obviously shopping local, and that's one, the main real banner of the Main Street Roswell group is supporting these downtown merchants and giving them a place where they can work together and all succeed together and make a thriving, vibrant downtown district here.
That's actually one of our, I guess you can say, one of our points.
Yeah.
Is economic vitality right on Main Street. So, I mean, that was the reason Main Streets were organized in the first place, Mike.
Absolutely.
Was because things were moving outside of a Main Street district whenever they were having malls out in the suburbs and people were not coming down Main Street anymore.
Sure.
And that was...
Which there's a place for some of that.
Yeah, there is.
But to have your thriving Main Street corridor, that's your heart and your heart of your city. That's where, when people look at Roswell, New Mexico, they want to look at the culture, the flavor of the town. they're looking at that Main Street corridor and they're saying, oh, look at these restaurants and concert venues and shopping opportunities. That's when they see that, they're like, oh, this place looks like a real nice town. And
because I remember when a lot of those on Main Street were empty, and now the majority of them are back.
It's nice to see signs back up and shop owners sweeping the front stoops and living the life of a day-to-day Roswell, New Mexico.
A real small town community feel on Main Street. That's what I like about it. And the other thing I think about is, sometimes you travel and you see other Main Streets and you go, wow, that's a beautiful Main Street. Why don't we have one like that? But guess what? People actually say that about ours as well.
Well, it's the unique flavors of it. And you go and say, I don't know, pick a town, we'll say Truth or Consequences, or go to Santa Fe. Yeah. And you go there and you see certain things that are part of that community. You're like, oh, it's so beautiful and stuff. We have the same stuff here. We look downtown and just look at our Pioneer Plaza, that area. And that's us, that's our area. That's our, when you go to Santa Fe and visit the street markets and stuff there, their plaza. This is our version of that. That's our home for all of that stuff.
So we are proud of our Main Street, and actually one of the Main Street directors from another community had come by Roswell, and I had the fun opportunity to visit with her and listen to her talk. Oh my gosh, Barbara, she said, your Main Street is so fun. I went and got coffee. I went and got this. I went to the alien store, and she really liked the See Roswell part of it, how we're trying to pull it all together to everybody to come see Roswell.
We kind of got an eclectic little fun thing going on here.
Do.
We need to embrace that.
Very unique.
And share it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about this with the city and everybody else. Let's face it. We are a community of 50,000, in the scope of things, a small town in the big scope of things. But how many other towns of our size could say that pretty much any corner of the planet you go, there's going to be people that are familiar with you?
Right.
Roswell's one of the few unique cities on the planet that can say that.
That's true.
So we got to kind of take advantage of that and use that to our advantage.
Yeah, I know some people don't like aliens and they just want to move away from
whatever you get them in the door, though.
And I get them. I get them. That's right. Whatever will get them in the doors.
Come and stay for the aliens, and they say, "Oh man, look at the other culture here with the dairy industry and just the history. I mean." The Lincoln County War stuff to me is fascinating, and I think that's an aspect that people don't realize that we talk about the town of Lincoln, but during the Lincoln County War, guess where Roswell, New Mexico sat? In Lincoln County. This was Lincoln County back then. It's all part of the history. It's all part of that, and so we got to embrace that and show people. Okay, the gray men or green men or whatever you want to argue they are. But we're so much deeper than that.
I agree with you. I think they need to take advantage of what happens here in Roswell. Because really, how many communities can talk about just everybody converging on one place at one time, like especially during the 4th of July UFO festival? Everybody knows. Everybody in the universe knows. Actually, I had gone to a training for Main Street America back in, was it April or May? And we went to Richmond, Virginia. And myself and Xanthia wore our alien shirts. You cannot believe how many people stopped us who were going, are you from Roswell? Is it real? So it's...
And Richmond's a big town. I grew up in Maryland, and I've been to Richmond quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's a big city. It's not New York City, but it's a big city.
Yeah, it's a cool town. So we're heading to Boston coming up here really quick in March for another national conference. So we got to figure out what shirts we're going to wear so that people will know that we are from Roswell.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about clam chowder?
Love it.
Never had it. My husband loves it.
Oh, well, you can't leave Boston without getting you a bowl of New England clam chowder.
Yes.
It is.
Is it fishy?
Well, it's clams, but it's cream based. There's two kinds of clam chowder.
Can we do
Manhattan, which is more of a tomato based red, and then the New England, which is a white. It's more like it's a cream based. It's got potatoes and clams, and different people put other
things in it.
Can
we do scallops instead of clams?
It's you can make it a seafood chowder, but they're known for their clam chowder. But if you're ever going to try it for the first time, Boston's a darn fine place to try it.
Okay, I may take it.
And then if you want to lose friends, grab a thing of baked beans, but do that maybe not before you get on the airplane or something.
I'd probably go that direction first before I went the other direction. Sorry, guys.
Get some lobster, but the baked beans are delicious.
Now, lobster, I can handle that for sure.
But Boston's is a neat town, so that'll be fun. Yeah, you gotta get your alien up and and get that represented.
Represent Roswell.
Absolutely.
You were talking about Boston. My husband and I went a few years back, and they have a really cool, like, Little Italy area there.
Okay.
That their food is incredible.
I would imagine.
Also,
that's a great thing about cities like Boston and New York and D.C. They all have those little communities, like a Chinatown or a Italian sector or a Russian town, and you go in there and try their foods and things, and
it feels like you're just right there.
You usually get the best food on the planet from those cultures is right there.
Absolutely.
So that's why they always say that New York City has the best Chinese, the best pizza, the best bagels, and
because they have the variety.
Yeah, they've got it all.
Yeah, all the different cultures are there.
They got the best green chili. We still got that one.
Right. Even though I did find green chili in New York.
Oh, they heard of it.
Well, you know what? The interesting thing, we had gone up there. Our son lived up there for a while, and so we went up to visit him. And they have their stores that they go down. They go up so far, and then the rest of it is underground.
Sure.
And so we went looking just to see if they had any, and they had Hatch green chili in the can.
Okay. Well, that's probably as gourmet as you're going to get in New York City.
Yeah.
Well, I know our local Grace Farm sends their green chili all over the world.
They do. They do. So they do help get authentic, make it authentic for
green chili, New Mexico.
Different aspects, even New York City.
It's kind of
because come in a can.
It's kind of a love-hate feeling to me. It's like you want people to love our green chili. But then they want to claim it for theirs, or they want to take it away.
It's our little secret. Like, it's our little secret, but at the same time, we want to share our little secret because it is good. But we don't want everyone to oversaturate it and water it down on us either.
That's right. So,
but anyway, let's bring it back into
let's bring it back.
Food always distracts me. But
me too.
But the point is, the whole point here is we want to. We want to get people to come shop our local merchants, come down when we have these different events, the different Main Street events, or inviting you to come down, or if a Main Street business is putting together a little kind of gathering or event together and partnering with some of the other downtown merchants here. Come check those out, because you'll be surprised at what you can get at a local merchant that. You know what I mean? Like, we all assume it's like, oh, there's no way they're going to have that. Let me check Amazon. Let me check Box Store, whatever. Yeah. And you're like, no, you probably find it right here downtown from a local merchant. I mean, sure, there's certain, obscure things, but if you're looking for cookware, if you're looking for clothing, if you're looking for food, if you're looking for furniture, if you're looking for antiques, if you're looking for tires, if you're looking for jewelry,
if you're looking for cookies,
we have all that.
Yeah, it's all right downtown.
And if you've not been to downtown in a long time, please take some time to come see us. I know a number of people that have said, gosh, I didn't know that store was there.
Yeah.
I've never walked in there before. So come on down and see us on Main Street. So that's what we're here to tell you about today, because, of course, Valentine's is around the corner.
A couple weeks away, and, fellas. Big reminder for fellas mostly, because we're the ones who are going to forget.
Well, love is in the air on Main Street.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's going on Main Street. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. First of all, I'm going to start with food. Just like you, Mike, I love food. Sweet Baby J's, located at 127 North Main. They're on the corner of Main and 4th Street. Right.
Yes.
They still have seats available for their social that they're calling Love is Sweet Cookie Social.
Ooh, okay.
Tuesday, February the 7th from 7 to 9.
Now, is this to bring a date with, or is it to meet?
No, it's to bring a date.
Okay, so
it says
either way.
I didn't know if it was say, come get a Valentine or come bring your Valentine.
No,
I didn't know which.
It's a social, so you have to buy a ticket for it, I guess.
Cool.
It says it's been a long time coming. We have cookie fun coming your way, and our first event is perfect for Valentine's Day. Love is Sweet is a collection of all things sweet in cookie form. This evening will be big on fun, and you go home with 5 decorated cookies.
Oh, nice.
No experience necessary. All supplies will be provided. Plus, we'll have amazing refreshments.
So you can get to eat and learn to make the cookies and take the recipes home with you and impress your friends or sweetheart.
Right, and I'm sure she's probably going to make the cookies there and going to have all types of frosting that you can use to decorate.
I imagine if you walk away hungry, it's kind of your own fault.
Yeah, because she's got so many great things. But tickets are on sale, so you can find her at sweetbabyjsbakery.com. Cookie class.
So if you've always been going in there and it's like, man, how does she pull these things off? Now you got to peel back the curtain a little bit.
Right.
And come
and see
learn.
How she does
Not all of her secrets, but at least some with the cookies.
I'm thinking about going because I sure do want to see how they do that. Maybe my husband will go with me.
Anytime you get an artisan crafter of any kind, whether they're making beer, food, or furniture, Anytime they give a class on or a session on how they do that, you want to pay attention because those are the skill sets that you really pass on in generations. And to me, that defines humanity and defines, it's. I know I'm getting a little sentimental here, but that's who we are through our food and through our things we make and design. That really says who we are as a person and as people. So to me, that's very intimate to learn those kind of things.
Right, and you pass those things down. You really, really do.
Yep.
So talking about guys, don't forget about roses, flowers. So at Behringer's Blossom, they do have what they're calling a designer's choice special.
Yeah, they're really good at if you don't know what you want to do, but you got to do something
they got
to give you ideas
flowers.
on what to do. If you're just like, I got Valentine's Day, I don't know how to help them out. What do I do? And they can come in and make you look like a real hero.
If you look on their webpage, they've got all kinds of different types of flowers. They all have different names. Then it's like over the moon with lots of different colors. But this specific one, the designer's choice, is a dozen red roses and a box of chocolates.
Okay.
So you can get two things with
tried and true favorites that everybody loves.
Now women love roses and they love chocolate, so that's a good one. Well, everybody does, I guess. And I'm gonna let Kim tell you about
the hard part.
I'll tell you about the other flower shop.
The hard part is really getting all the chocolates to your Valentine, because that's the problem. You're like, all right, they won't notice if I eat one. Next thing you know, you got a half a box of chocolates and a dozen roses. So
when my husband used to buy me hearts, the chocolate, the little heart chocolate things, I never knew which one I liked, so I'd bite one of each, and he'd go in there and go, "You bit every one of them?" And I said, "Yeah, I took a bite off of each one because I wanted to see what it was."
And then the ones I like, I'll go back and finish.
Yeah, eat it.
And then the ones I don't, you have.
I was like, last I remember, I thought it was for me, right? So I can do whatever
It is
I
your
want.
box.
I can do
I'd say I licked
want.
every one of them. Touched them and licked them.
Hey, that's how you get to keep them.
That's how you call dibs.
They have to watch you do it, though.
Yeah, but Behringer's has got you covered there.
And actually, Apple Blossom Flower Shop is also right on Main Street.
Good deal.
So they have beautiful flowers as well.
Excellent.
But we got more going on. Kim, you want to tell them?
Yes, Kim, what else we got going on?
She's a dandy on 302 North Main. She has candles.
Okay.
She has special shirts that say "Be Mine."
Well, she does a lot of custom shirts too. So if you want a shirt made and you don't know, like you got oh man, I've always wanted to have this on a shirt. Talk with her. She's a dandy. Odds are she can make it happen for you.
Definitely.
And the material's great on those. Have you ever?
Oh yeah, she doesn't pick like the cheapo t-shirts. It's not the ones that fall apart when you wash them three times.
Cozy.
They're ones that. If you have a guy that wears a T-shirt for 50 years, this one might actually survive the 50 years.
Definitely, because guys tend to do that.
Yes. It won't look like it got hit into a ringer 27 times.
No.
Yeah.
And then at Bullock's Jewelry on 215 North Main, they have gold roses, silver-lined, silver.
They have a silver line.
Silver line of all silver-lined jewelry, etc.
Excellent. Usually they offer deeply discounted prices on all those during this time of year, during the Valentine's. So
and
now's a good time to get that jewelry and things. Yeah.
They specialize. They have a Love Bright pendant, which is a cluster of diamonds that, of course, most of us would like.
I've never seen someone open a box of diamonds and go, "Oh man,
I really wanted chocolate instead."
Yeah. And if you met that person, I'd like to meet them because we're going to judge them harshly. It's going to be like, "What's wrong with you?"
You know what's really cool about Bullock's though, also, is that some of their silver that they have out there, it's reasonably priced.
Yeah.
So, if you're a young teenager and you want to get something for your girlfriend, they've got little small silver things that are unique.
And we were talking about like the fabric of this community and everything. Bullock's Jewelry's been there. That's a part of that downtown.
Is it 100 years already? I don't remember.
I feel like as long as there's been a downtown Roswell, there's been a Bullock's there. That's what it feels like at this point. I don't think that's quite accurate, but sure feels like it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they are in their third generation with Kyle possibly.
So that should alone tell you the quality of what they do, and no business lasts as long as it does without quality products and quality people doing it, and that's what they've been doing for 100 years.
Yeah, and Bullock's is like a lot of businesses downtown. It's very family oriented, very community oriented. So there isn't a time you walk in there, at least I do, that they'll say, "Hey, Barbara," Sherry, or Kyle or Don. there's always somebody great in there to help you out with whatever you need.
Absolutely.
So go in there and get something.
So yeah, if you're especially guys, if you're in trouble and don't know any of these places, the flower shops, Bullocks, they'll be happy to sit you down and get you looking good on Valentine's Day.
Move you in the right direction.
Yes. Look like a hero by the time you're done.
And if you're somebody that you're thinking, you know what, I really don't want to do a lot of chocolates or a lot of sweet stuff. You want to do something healthy.
Sure.
You can go to Downtown Nutrition Center.
Okay.
They're right here on Main Street also, but they are on one of the side streets, which is, I believe they're on 3rd Street,
okay.
I believe. But what they're going to have is a passion fruit shake.
Oh, nice.
So these are all healthy shakes, healthy drinks.
Sure, but they sound
They sound good.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually look great.
Well, I mean,
looked at them
passion
on-
fruit doesn't sound like a health drink. It sounds like a shake. You know, it's like, ooh, a passion fruit shake. That sounds like a delicious dessert, not something that's good for you. But
Yeah, but it's a little
can be
better
both.
for you than
it can be both.
than a lot of sweet stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you're done doing that,
Well, actually, you should probably go to a Roswell Pizza Center first to have your to have your deep dish pizza,
They gotta-
then go have your passion.
Yeah, if
shake.
you're like a hardcore, authentic style pizza person, a pizza center is gonna satisfy that craving. Because I know pizza's you get 10 people and get 10 different debates on what's perfect pizza. But if you like that New York style, kind of the
let's get it right.
in my
Chicago.
head, Chicago. Well, I mean that same mindset.
Is that kind of the? I've never had it. in
Chicago's more of that thick.
Yeah, well,
like,
this is the
they
deep dish.
specialize in their
They got thin ones too, and they're very good too. So it depends on. I lean thin, but that's me.
You know,
I will never kick a pizza out because they're all good. But if someone said I prefer thin, I'm more like a New York style. I like a fold one of my pizza, but that's
and
just
I like
me.
brick,
Yeah.
like the brick oven.
Yeah.
Really thin pizza. I really like the crunchy ones myself.
But it's like saying there's no such thing as bad pizza. Even bad pizza is good pizza.
And their little tagline there, it says, where every day is pizza day.
Yeah.
So every day is pizza day at 505 North Main Street.
And I know they have great pizzas, but don't forget about their cheesesteaks too.
You know what they do?
They have a great cheesesteak.
They have great hamburgers. They have a lot of great stuff going on there.
I haven't had a many cheesesteaks outside of the Philadelphia area that are like legit cheesesteaks, and theirs is pretty close.
Pretty legit, huh?
Because there's a lot of imposters out there. Because all those are steak and cheeses. They're not cheesesteaks. Those are. I know this is getting semantics here, but a cheesesteak from Philly is not the same as a steak and cheese. It's semantics. I mean, it's just all how it's prepared. It's all how it's prepared.
Now he's confusing. I've never had one at all. So.
I'm getting a little food snobby on you here.
Yeah,
a little
you are.
bit.
That's okay. You can, Mike.
Yeah, but that's just me. But yeah, pizza centers, they're if you're hungry when you're out walking around and hitting all the shops, just keep walking over to a pizza center. And it used to be, if you haven't been out downtown in a while there, where Big D's downtown dive was before they decided they're going to retire and move on.
Right.
That's where a pizza center is at now. So if you went there and got great burgers and sandwiches, which I do kind of miss those sandwiches and burgers, but they moved. And now they're, I think, in Texas somewhere.
Where are they? They left to
I want to
Texas?
say like Austin or something.
Really?
They're delighting everyone with their foods there now. But, oh well. A pizza center is a pretty fine replacement.
It's a good replacement. Hey, and if you don't want a pizza, just walk across the street and go to Pepper's.
Yes, and the Pepper's got a little bit of everything.
Pepper's has a little bit of everything, and they do have a dip sandwich there that's pretty awesome.
It is. I have had their I don't know if it's called French dip, but in essence, that's what it is.
The French dip. Maybe that's
it's
what it is.
really good. So
we're now we're across the street.
You
now,
got me
so
back talking about food.
I know. Hey, it's my favorite subject also. So you want to tell me?
All right, what's next? Before we get wrapped up in more food.
So we have a farmhouse on 2nd.
Another great place.
Yes. And they're having a Jumpstart Valentine's shopping at 30% off on some of their merchandise.
And fellas, all of their gifts and decor is not just for ladies in there. I know, you know what I mean? We generally think, women like, oh, okay, decor, I'm out, guys, kind of. That store has a lot of cool stuff that guys would like to have as well, too. So it's not just women-centric in there. It does have a lot of guy stuff in there. I mean, it's household and a lot of great stuff. But if you're looking for gifts for ladies, for a Valentine's gift for your husband or boyfriend, you'll find some cool stuff in there, too.
You'll find some cool stuff. And you know what? Also, they have what they're calling the Great Kendra Scott Sale.
Okay.
And I looked it up on their Facebook to see what it was, but they're beautiful heart-shaped necklaces. with silver strands,
Oh, cool.
all kinds of really beautiful silver necklaces. And it's called a Kendra Scott sale.
It's kind of eclectic in there, everything from jewelry
That
stuff.
was very
but,
true. Very
but
eclectic store.
It's kind of, I guess but it's because it is farm out, so it's all got that kind of country western theme to it. So you can kind of
and they've got jeans on right now.
Yeah.
Sale, so that's a great place to get a pair of jeans.
Absolutely.
Ladies. Yeah. And you know what? If you want to, Valentine's is not just for women, ladies. It's also for men. So you can run over there to Rugged Trade. My goodness, Rugged Trade's got boots and they've got work things. They've got great shirts. They've got T-shirts. They've got all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit further down our corridor over there on Walnut and Main Street. Right on the corner. It's got an old truck and it's sitting in front of it.
After eating all that food downtown, you got to
might
walk an
wanna
extra
take a
block to
walk.
burn some of that off.
Once you get there, then you need to turn around and come back and
Yeah.
go to the Roswell UFO Spacewalk.
Yes.
That's also on 2nd Street, right across the street from Farmhouse. I
And
believe
that's
that was
fun
it.
too.
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of out of towners that go through there, but locals should go check that out too. It's a lot of fun. Bring the kids, bring the whole family. They it's a nice, cool little, especially like I've seen a lot when I bring family in town and we go and see it. But if you got a place you're just looking at for the kids to have fun one afternoon, bring them over there. It's just you mingle with the tourists as they learn all the Indian stuff. You can come and watch the kids zip around and have fun with all the stuff in there.
Well, they are doing something right now that I thought was really cool. They're doing Saturday morning sci-fi, and it's all based on the 1950s.
Okay.
So it is a subgenre I have not previously featured, Science Gone Wrong. This time around, it's going to be The Magnetic Monster. It's an American 1953 movie. This was the first film in producer Ivan Tor's, I guess that's a lot of different movies, Office of the Scientific Investigation Trilogy.
Okay. So
you seem to be kind of a sci-fi kind of guy.
Yeah.
Mike, so I bet you might know these people. But it says a scientist creates an unstable radioactive isotope
Okay.
that regularly doubles in size and mass with deadly pulses from increasingly powerful magnetic field. In a matter of weeks, the enormous mass and magnetism could throw the Earth out of its orbit.
Wow.
So anyways, so now they have jet fighters coming in to help save the day. And
I love watching 50 sci-fi.
Yeah, so it's going to be
very
black,
interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a black and white movie. So.
Well, what I love about it is because the stories are kind of deep, but obviously technology wasn't what it was today, so they can't really recreate what the vision is. So they try.
They try.
It doesn't hold up when you look at it from our vein.
No,
but
and you're looking at it going, that is so cheesy.
But as far as the vision and the creation and the story and everything, that's what you love about it. And so, I know there is a cult following of people that love that type genre of movies, those kind of 50s. I don't know if B movies would be the right term for it, but that term kind of thing, that 50s B-roll type movies, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes type mindset. And I think this kind of falls. This was probably a more serious version of that, but it's in that same vein. So it's kind of like, if you love that, here's kind of some of the subgenres. And so for people that are into this is probably like going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know,
like this
you
is kind
call
of
it
a big
B.
deal.
You know, you call it a B movie, but I wonder if they thought it was a B movie at the time.
Yeah, and that's just a term that people know. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But they were doing the best they could for what they had at that time, and they're pretty creative.
Yeah,
they really are.
There was a show that was big in the early 2000s and 90s called Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh yeah.
And the whole premise of the show was these robot guys and this character. They would sit in a theater and watch some of these old movies and then kind of make jokes and comment about them.
I remember that one.
And,
that was so funny.
And it has that in it itself has a cult following and everything. But to me, that was kind of cool because now you kind of see all these movies that maybe you missed because you were either not old enough or just whatever. And then I'm like, and some of those movies you kind of I want to go back and check out because the story's kind of neat here. So
yeah, can you imagine our kids watching that? I heard you this morning talking with I don't know what his name is, but the young man that helped you out here, and you guys were talking about Steve Stucker.
Oh yeah,
no
retiring.
idea what you're talking about. Can you imagine what young kids would think about this black and white 1953 movie?
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
That might have been come from Mars. They would have no idea. But
true.
that's this. When is that
That's
date?
actually supposed to be this Saturday. I believe it's there.
Okay.
Just look up on their webpage or Facebook.
Okay.
And it's called the Magnetic Monster. It's at the Roswell UFO Spacewalk at 116 East 2nd Street.
Cool. So that sounds like a fun thing.
Yeah,
so.
that sounds like a fun thing to take your kids.
Yeah. Especially if you're trying to learn your kids on some, this is what I grew up to, or grandparents going up. This is what I grew up to. Bring them along. They'll enjoy the ride there. Yeah. So, good deal. What else do we want to highlight here?
Stellar Coffee has a Valentine's Day craft.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And UFO Fizz.
And if you don't have the energy, they'll give you the energy because they got all the coffee.
True.
It's like,
That
I'm feeling a
is
little
very
low.
true.
I'll have a cup of coffee, and then we'll start the project.
Yes. And then UFO Fizz has a candy shop, a variety of soda pops and popcorn and more. And she has some special, when I talked to her yesterday, some special mugs with cocoa, mugs with drinks. So
Sean's a big fan because Sean likes to find candies and drinks and things that you really can't get in normal places. And she has a lot of that. Yeah.
A lot of that retro candy.
Yeah, so Sean checks in.
Sean,
and
you need to go over there, Sean, wherever you're
I think he's been over there, actually.
He's been over there?
Yeah.
When I was over there yesterday, I picked up these cards, and I know you can't see them, but I thought I'd leave one for you, Mike, to see. I thought that was a pretty cool logo that they created for that UFO Fizz.
That is cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool logo.
That is cool. I do like that.
So they kind of got me when I was in there yesterday because I need to go back because they have all kinds of popcorn, and I love popcorn.
Oh, yeah. And we all love
along
our
with
snacks
cake.
and things.
I mean,
so.
good grief. What don't I like?
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
it makes you happy.
Makes you happy.
Definitely, yeah, I'm all about that. But yeah, we matter of fact, some of the weird candies we try here on the show, he finds at places like that. So, some of the tasty ones and some of the more novelty ones, the ones that.
Well, it's always fun whenever you find, the what do they call like the mellow cups?
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite.
Yeah.
They have marshmallow and they have coconut in them. And the kids don't even know what they are, but, or Chicka Sticks, some of that stuff is really, really good. Okay, Mike, here we are back at food again. So go ahead.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, so this is imagine that.
Okay.
They're having a Valentine's Day. So February, which is today, February the 3rd, they stay open late throughout the store, so you can get sales late. And on February the 14th, all Valentine items will be 20% off. We're talking about stuffed animals and cups and all kinds
Imagine
of
that
decor.
as your official store of creating memories or preserving memories. That's kind of what they do.
If you do scrapbooking and, I mean, all kinds of, they have the whole store full of all kinds of different colors and styles and textures
I think if you're like a married couple that's been married like 20 years or something and you want to do something to kind of reminisce your 20 years and give it as a Valentine's Day gift, you need to roll into Imagine that and just say,
and
hey,
I bet you Deanie could help you out with that. She'll help you with all of that.
But they got if you're looking for more traditional bears and things like that, they've got it all there. So you can. So if you're like saying, I want to create this cool keepsake, and then I'll get some bears and stuff to throw in some candy and kind of make it a package
make
kind
your
of
own
thing.
thing.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Make it really special. Because it's from
Absolutely
you.
personal.
Right, and I know people have come all the way from Tucson, Arizona, just to shop at her shop.
And she is doing some Valentine baskets. Unfortunately, when I printed this, I put order your custom Valentine baskets before. I don't know because I cut it off.
Well, before Christmas would be safe to say.
Before Christmas.
I'm gonna say before Valentine's Day.
Before Valentine's Day, definitely.
So let me see if I can see it here.
I'm gonna guess before, or it could be that weekend. What date does the 14th fall on?
Before February the 10th.
Okay, so 4 days before Valentine's.
Yeah, so 4 days before Valentine's, you can go by and see Deanie, give her a call, and she'll tell you about all of her baskets and what they put in the baskets.
Okay.
So just make sure you order them before. So 4 days before Valentine's.
You got to be a little proactive.
Yeah,
you can't roll in the 14th at 3:30 and say, hook me up.
You'll be the guy getting stuff off the main street. You know how people sell things, balloons.
Right.
And what have you. So don't be that guy.
The $1 rose from the convenience store. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Be better than that.
Well, it's a thought that counts, right?
I mean, if you screwed up, then do that. But try to do a little planning to at least, act like you put some thought into it.
Valentine's is coming up.
Yes.
Come to Main Street and get your Valentine's. Now, I have something I want to talk about just really quick.
Okay.
I want to put out a big thank you for Excel Energy. You know, Mike and the people at Excel Energy are incredible. I mean, they help us out every time we need help. As
Thanks to them, we have lights there during the holidays downtown every year because
thanks
of them.
to them. They helped
And
us
other
put
people,
they
but
helped
they're a big
us
part.
with the strands of lights that went up on all the trees. The lights are starting to come down, guys. Sorry.
It is February. We said they come down in February.
It's time to come down, and the decorations will be coming down soon. But I found this, and I thought, wow, I didn't know this. It says this year marks a decade of being named one of the world's most admired companies by Fortune magazine.
Oh, nice.
We're honored to be ranked first in social responsibility and quality of management among the most admired electric and gas companies in the country. Thank you to our talented and dedicated employees who serve our customers every day to find energy solutions. Keep the lights on.
Awesome. That's a
And
great little...
Excel Energy.
Yeah, well, congratulations to them on that.
And you guys deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not just with Main Street. I don't know how many times we'll see events going on around town with various organizations and things. And there's Excel Energy right there being a part of it.
Very community related.
Yep, they're
absolutely very community minded and volunteer minded. So thank you, Mike and Excel Energy.
Absolutely. And of course, if you have any questions about anything we talked about here and stuff, don't hesitate to reach out to Main Street Roswell. You can shoot a message on the Main Street Roswell Facebook page, and Barbara or somebody will get back to you pretty quick.
We'll get back with you.
Don't forget, if you're a Main Street merchant and you're looking for resources and things, and no one's seen you yet from Main Street, don't hesitate to reach out, and Barbara will come and visit with you. I'm sure you've probably seen them all, but in case there's one or two new to the area that just kind of slipped in, and then of course. If you're interested in being a part of future events, if you want to be a part of...
Do you want to volunteer?
Yeah.
We have things coming up that we're going to need help
Always
with.
looking for volunteers to serve, especially, not just for UFO Festival, but for many other things that, that goes on downtown here throughout the year. And even, I'm kind of curious, I know you guys have your board and everything, but are you guys still looking for volunteers to serve on the board?
We're still looking for volunteers. Board members were almost filled, so that does take a little bit of, putting in an application and going through a process.
I just know you're trying to get new faces and new ideas into the fold here. So
so we are, we're always looking for volunteers, and if those volunteers turn into board members, that would be fantastic, or vice versa.
Depends how busy you are in volunteer, and then you're like, this person knows. We ought to put them on the board.
Definitely, if they show up, yes, definitely.
But definitely come be a part of that. And of course, if you're a Main Street business and want to be more involved with that stuff, please reach out. Barbara's always looking, that partnership between those businesses. The things Barbara does won't happen without those Main Street businesses.
That's right. Absolutely.
Being a part of it and stepping up and doing their thing.
And if you're a business on Main Street and you have not joined the Main Street stakeholders page, please, that's a private page just for you guys.
Absolutely.
So we tell you guys what's going on. You tell us what you have going on. We do have a meeting coming up at the end of February 28th, where we will be having an annual stakeholders meeting.
Okay.
It'll be at the UFO Museum and library. UFO
and all
Museum
Main Street
library.
businesses
all Main Street businesses
to be represented.
You can come and tell us, some of the issues you've been dealing with. What you would like to see on Main Street? How we can help you. So make sure we're going to send you guys an invitation for the stakeholders. But just since we're talking about a little bit of UFO a few minutes ago, Mike, we do have a big UFO event coming up in March.
Yes.
And I know I'll talk about it again in March.
Yes, that's going to be at the convention center.
That will be at the convention center. But the cool part is they want to partner up with Main Street Roswell.
Yeah, it's going to spread.
It's going to spread this direction. You
it's
guys.
Kind of a mini UFO festival, isn't it? It's kind of the way I'm understanding it.
Yeah, it's a UFO Expo.
Gotcha.
And so we on Main Street are going to be doing a few things. We are going to have some meet and greets with some of those great speakers that are coming in for that, nationally known speakers. So if you're a merchant on Main Street and you're interested in having a speaker come do a meet and greet at your location, let me know.
It's a big deal.
And it's going to be March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
We as locals take advantage of this, but internationally there is a huge community of people that follow, that come and be a part of this. So they're all going to be, as much as this breaking news time, but as much as this for locals, that part is for bringing in businesses as much as for locals here. So,
yes, it is.
So definitely be a part of it, support it, and let's see what we can do to make it a success. So, Roswell's already kind of known as the mecca for UFOlogy and that area. Why not embrace it and take advantage of the positives of that? And that's what this is about.
This is what it's all about. So we'll talk more about it next month, Mike, but thank you.
Absolutely. Anytime, and thank you guys, and we'll see you here, if not sooner, next month.
Okay.
Good deal.
Thank you.
All right, we're after...
Decline among Democrats appears to be concentrated among younger people. Among those under age 45, 23% say he should run for re-election. That's down from 45% before the midterms.
Correspondent Jennifer King. It never happened. That's the response of Trump administration officials to claims by Team Biden that Chinese spy balloons previously passed over the U.S. prior to last week's invasion of U.S. airspace. The words of Mr. Trump, it never happened with us under the Trump administration, and if it did, we would have shot it down immediately. Wall Street, the Dow down 115 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 888-SHARE-19. That's 888-SHARE-19. 888-SHARE-19.
Some of Hong Kong's leading pro-democracy activists have gone on trial under a law imposed by China's ruling Communist Party aimed at crushing dissent.
This investigation has seen 47 of Hong Kong's most prominent pro-democracy figures face life imprisonment on charges of subversion. Many, already jailed, pleaded guilty before today. Organisers said their primary election was aimed at winning a majority in the city's partially elected legislature before Beijing imposed a strict vetting process on candidates. The authorities said they'd been trying to paralyse the government. The trial, without a jury and under hand-picked judges, is being seen as a key test of Hong Kong's judicial independence.
The BBC's Will Leonardo. Europe has imposed a ban on Russian diesel fuel and other refined oil products, slashing energy dependency on Moscow and seeking to further crimp the Kremlin's earnings as punishment for its invasion of Ukraine. News and analysis at townhall.com. Educators calling attention to a nationwide shortage of court reporters.
It's National Court Reporting Week, and legal professionals are sounding the call for more people to pursue careers as stenographers. The National Court Reporting Association credits the current shortage to fewer court reporting graduates, more people retiring from the field, and an abundance of captioning opportunities. Stenographers capture the definitive record of all court proceedings. In fact, in most jurisdictions around the country, no trial can take place without a court reporter. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz describes court reporters as the backbone of the court system. Bob Agnew reporting.
Tracking gas prices, morning's AAA national average for a gallon of regular, $3.47. That's a fraction of a penny below yesterday's nationwide average price. It's also a tiny retreat for pump prices, which have been on the rise in recent weeks. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope your Monday's going well. Things are going as good as possibly can on a Monday.
Yeah, buddy. Countdown is on. Super Bowl going down this Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all were talking about the Pro Bowl thing yesterday.
You got static
this morning.
I know I did. Yeah, we're talking about the Pro Bowl thing, and I saw that at Buffalo yesterday with some of that.
It's boring. I mean, it was less boring than when they actually played football because they incorporate the skills, and so I like that to a bit. But I felt like it was a bunch of inside jokes that I wasn't in on.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like a lot of. Now, granted, I'm a 50-year-old man and I miss pop culture.
I got to watch the flag football game though, and they seemed like they were having a lot of fun.
Well, they had 3 of them. It was all one deal, which I think the NFC won, and I think there's something other than bragging rights they get, but I'm not sure what. And and it just, I don't know, because they did like a flag football game. They did 2 little halves, and then they did a couple skills things. Then they played another flag football game. Then they did some more skills things.
Yeah.
And then the big crescendo was the final flag football game.
Right.
I predict that NFL as a whole is going to start going flag football eventually. Like,
I don't think that
they're going to drop tackling.
They're not going to succeed if they do.
No, I don't think the flag will ever overtake.
Because they look like
tackle.
they were having fun.
Sure, they're having fun, but who's going to watch that every week?
Right. Exactly. There's the stakes aren't there.
We want to see some violence.
It's fun because
honestly, kind of, yeah. We want to see the sport as it is. I mean, flag football, God love it, is a completely different sport. And then this is coming from somebody who's not a sports ball fan.
Well, that was part of the problem. Was the rules for flag football? They have a certain, I guess, official set, and I guess they changed some of the rules, but they didn't tell all the refs. Like some of the refs were NFL refs and didn't know flag football rules, and then some were experts on flag football. And that, there's clips, and I think Peyton Manning was legitimately mad. Like Peyton Manning was at the end of that game was mad. Mad, not mocking mad,
right.
I'm on TV. Like, there was, rules that I guess they agreed upon that before the game that they didn't, and he was salty about that, and you can kind of tell. I don't know all what's going on there, but Peyton Manning was not happy Peyton Manning at the end of that thing. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man always finds a way to make Thanksgiving awkward, doesn't he?
Yeah. It was kind of funny.
I loved his reaction during the flag. The
competition.
It was the Cowboys game versus
their Monday night
wild card.
Yeah, their wild card where they viewing party thing they do.
Yeah, he was getting mad every single time that the Cowboys kicker missed the.
Well, everybody else was. Matter of fact, Brett Maher took a shot during the tic-tac-toe. One of the kickers just kicked it. It shanked way left, and the announcer goes, "What, Brett Maher here?" And everyone went, "Ooh." He's taking shrapnel. He wasn't even there.
Not even here to defend himself.
Yeah, but it was overall boring. So I mean,
it was nice to see CeeDee Lamb make one good reception one last time.
Yeah, he did have one last time. He's like 22.
For the season.
Nowhere.
I mean.
Hanging up, boys.
That's right. So, but yeah, it was bad. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. Was that?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. And your weather this week, very much like Busch Gardens. A lot of roller coaster up and down here. There's going to be 70 today, 40 tomorrow, and 60 the day after that, and then 50 after that. And so that's this week. Later on, we're going to play our interview. We had Andrea Moore with the Chamber join us on Wednesday, talking about some events and things. We do talk about the Calichi's grand opening. You missed that. but there's a lot of other stuff we talk about there. So, but you can go to Calici's right now. You don't have to wait for the grand
Not
opening.
right now. You got to wait till 11. They open at 11.
Okay, in an hour and
But
50
when they
minutes.
open, help yourself.
Yes.
And I personally recommend that Windy City dog. It is good.
Oh, I want to try the Frito pie dog.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive
I dig Frito pie, but what could make it better? Hot dog meat.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. Not wrong at
Yes. So, but we'll play that interview here in just a bit.
Nice.
Later on, we'll get you up to date with local news, your Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Don't let him leave. I want to ask him a question real quick. It is 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Windy but sunny today. We do have a cold front that's working its way through the southwestern states. That'll be arriving tomorrow. This afternoon's high about 75, wind gusting to 30 miles an hour. Mid-30s and clear overnight, and then a few showers will be possible Tuesday. Partly sunny, and our high going up to about 50. We're quickly back to sunny weather on Wednesday with low 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 59 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 28%. Winds currently out of the south at 12 miles per hour. As I mentioned, that roller coaster thing, we're on the high part today. 72 and sunny. Winds will be out of the west 10 to 15. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low of 36. Winds going to be picking up tonight as well. West winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. With the winds bringing cooler temperatures and a slight chance at moisture tomorrow, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain and snow showers. Don't worry, I don't think it's going to amount to much. Partly cloudy, high of only 48 tomorrow with winds out of the north 15 to 25 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, overnight low of 25 degrees, north winds 5 to 10. Then we're back into the low 60s on Wednesday, sunny and 62, west winds 5 to 15. Back down to sunny and 50 on Thursday. Sunny and 53 Friday, and then back into the 60s for the weekend, 62 and sunny on Saturday, partly cloudy 65 for your Super Bowl Sunday. All right, we're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break, then we're going to play our interview with the Roswell Chamber of Commerce on the other side. Don't go away.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced state-of-the-art dentistry.
Time to reload with LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition has reloaded and is stocked up. And that means the best selection in the state just got even better. Now through Valentine's Day, get 10% off all firearms, 15% off all safes, 20% off micro conversion kits, and up to 20% off all accessories. Plus, LGS gift cards make the perfect gift for Valentine's Day. LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo across from Target in Roswell and LGSguns.com. Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Executive Director, is back with us, Andrea Moore. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. How's life at the Casa and everything this morning? Everybody get off okay?
Everybody's doing great.
Yeah.
We've had sick kids over the last week, but everybody got up and out of the house without a hitch, so
Very good.
we're over the hump, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, today, who knows, but it's supposed to get nicer after today.
Correct.
So I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, yesterday was kind of sketchy.
Little bit, yeah. And they end up closing or canceling pretty much all the sporting events and everything.
Yeah.
Any afternoon or evening activity seemed to get put on the kibosh yesterday.
Well, about 10:30, the calls started rolling in at the office. Hey, is this canceled? Have you heard about this? Hey, we're going to let you know this has been canceled. Get the word out. So
Yeah, so it's been a lot of that for the last 24 hours or so. But good news is there's a lot of stuff on the horizon that, well, weather permitting, will not get canceled.
Over the next couple of weeks, we've got some really great things.
Yeah, a lot of grand
happen.
openings, a lot of businesses that are celebrating milestones and things of some way, shape, or new businesses and things. So we definitely want to put those on people's radar. And, of course, just opportunities for the Chamber as well. If you are a new business or an old business or any business and you do business in Chaves County, the Chamber can help you. And
you should be a part of the Chamber because it helps the community.
Yeah.
Even if you are a business that goes, the Chamber isn't going to be able to help me because I already have all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you becoming a member helps us be able to help a mom and pop shop
Mm-hmm.
or another new business or local business or organization that comes into town.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's using the resources and everything and kind of, working in concert with each other as businesses and trying to, do events and things that kind of promote all for Roswell.
Absolutely.
So, good deal. But that being said, I'm sure there's a couple things on the calendar we want to put on people's radar here.
So, of course, you mentioned it earlier, but Caliche
Mm-hmm.
woohoo, is coming back and opening. Grand opening is this Saturday. Our redcoats are going to be there about 10:30, 10:45 for the grand opening, ribbon cutting, and like Sean and you had said earlier, deeply discounted menu for the day.
They're doing 50-cent regular hot dogs.
Yep.
Matter of fact, if you get one of these little flyers, there's a voucher for a free treat voucher if you want to get a free frozen treat. They're doing 50% off the entire menu. And just to give you a little smattering of some of the menu items, of course, they got hot dogs. The rest is kind of sweet. But for hot dogs, they've got, you can get like the Windy City dog, which is like a Chicago version of the dog, a chili cheese or a Frito pie dog. They got all those. But they've got their Caliches, which are like their frozen treats with the frozen custard mixed with like, depending on what you get, like there's a Rocky Road one that's got marshmallows and chocolate.
Yes.
And then they got like a strawberry cheesecake that, well, you figure out what goes in there. Yeah. And then they got their shakes and malts and of course their custard, cones or whatever. Or they even got if you like the old fashioned soda jerk sodas. They do that too. They got blueberry, cherry, chocolate sodas even. So they got. Wherever your sweet tooth goes, they probably got a fix
something
for
you. And Caliches did their training in our boardroom and has a couple more trainings scheduled for the onboarding process for all of their new employees over there. So it was really cool to walk in the other day and see our boardroom full of these nice, friendly faces that are going to be the team here in Roswell for Caliches.
Yeah. But grand opening is this Saturday.
This Saturday at 10:30 or 10:30, 10:45, our redcoats will be there. So ribbon cutting, please come out, and that's at 3009 North Main, just in case nobody knows where it's at. It's where Classics used to be, and before that they were Caliches. So it's Caliches, Classic Caliches. So very similar as Classics was. So please come and be supportive.
Yeah, come out and enjoy some ice cream and good news. It's going to be, upper 60s.
Yes.
So it'll be a good
nice
day for ice cream.
Absolutely.
Or custard, I guess, would be the term. I don't know if they get mad if you call it ice cream, even though it's technically custard.
Correct.
I don't know the.
Yeah, they kind of looked at me the other day. I was like, ice cream, and they're like, actually. And I'm like, I know, it's custard.
No. But if it's yummy and delicious and we all love ice
And
cream
it's frozen,
and people
then come
associate
on.
with that, it's like, who cares? It's
Absolutely.
going
So
in my
come out.
belly and it's delicious.
And then next week on Thursday, so a week from tomorrow, February 9th at 10 a.m., Loveless Women's Hospital Maternal Fetal Medicine Clinic is having their grand opening.
Okay.
I know that's a lot. That's a lot to say.
So but basically it's dealing with moms and infants and
basically
their
the women's clinic.
Gotcha.
So, and that is Thursday, 10 a.m. at 311 West Country Club.
Okay.
Suite 11.
All right.
Or Suite 2. Oh my gosh. Somebody's going to be like, no, wrong door. Suite 2, 311 West Country Club, Suite 2, 10 a.m. next Thursday, February 9th.
They're in the medical district.
Correct.
Country
And
Club
so
right
we're
now.
very excited that Loveless is opening up their women's clinic.
Anytime we get more healthcare options in our community,
Absolutely.
that's a good thing. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And then last night I had a last minute email that Eastern New Mexico Medical Center is going to be doing an open house for one of their new doctors. Dr. Cohen is coming in to town, and he's having a big grand opening and open house.
Okay.
And that is going to be February 21st.
Okay,
from
2
4
weeks
to
there.
6.
Okay, very good. So
And
3
we'll
weeks,
have
actually.
all of the exact details coming out. So once again, if you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce, one of the great benefits is that you get to be a part of our weekly email.
Absolutely.
And every Friday, just after lunch, we send out an email that'll have all of this information with the details plus so much more. And then as a member, you also get to contribute to the email if there's any pertinent, exciting information that you'd like to pass on to the community.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of many just opportunities to get your word out.
Yes.
The email blast is kind of that last minute reminder and things, but also, and through our website and things, that's where chamber members can use that resource to kind of promote their events and the businesses or their sales and things too. So really, the email blast is kind of just a cherry. The really, to me, the website with all the other stuff is the frozen custard in this case.
Absolutely.
And then the email blast is kind of that just a cherry on top there.
Yeah,
So,
and on our email or our website, I'm glad that you said about our website. We are in session right now up in Santa Fe. All of our legislators, our elected officials are up there doing really good, hard work. And on a daily basis, we are updating our legislative news section of the website with links to how the legislative main page, so you can go and see what bills are being dropped up there in Santa Fe that are going to be discussed in committee, as well as the calendar of when any of the committees are meeting. The link for the webcast.
Okay.
So if you're not able to go to Santa Fe, because we're not always able to be up there for 60 days as the session is right
Sure,
now,
absolutely.
you can click on the link and the webcast for any
Committee
meeting or the floor meetings, whether it be the Senate or the House, are up there, and you can watch what's going on.
Great.
As well as the calendar that will tell you exactly what committees are meeting, what time they're meeting, and what bills are being discussed in those committees.
Okay.
And then we're also posting links from news sources about what's going on, not only in Santa Fe, but with the county commission, the city council, and up in Washington. So anything that has to do with the governmental process that affects us in Chaves County and in Roswell, there are links in that legislative news section of our website.
Excellent. So folks that want to, if you're looking for a particular bill or wanting to know some updated status, or if you're just curious to see what your legislators are working on right now and you kind of, have thoughts on that, you can check them out. Again, go to the Chamber's website, find all the links to all the legislative information, whether it's the meetings or and at the same token, if you look at the schedule and see that there's things that you want to contribute to your legislature, you look ahead. That'll give you a little time to shoot an email to whoever your representative is,
Or even participate, because they do have online participation. So once again, if you see that there's something coming up that you're very passionate for, you can have the opportunity to log into their GoToMeeting, and I'm not sure if it's exactly GoToMeeting, but they have that kind of
Whatever equivalent it
participation.
is,
Yes, they have that participation that you can log in and be able to speak either in, and I think it's just committee. I don't believe you can speak on the House floor or the Senate floor, but in committees, because right now everything is committees.
Yes.
And it's actually very interesting to watch the process, even if you're not interested in something super passionately, but to see what's going on. In fact, in my office at any given point, I've got something running in the background and I'm constantly clicking back and forth going, oh, I heard something. What was that all about? Or a friend will send me a text. Hey, you need to go check out, House Ag Committee, for example, because they're talking about cheese, and this is really exciting.
Sure.
And you might think cheese is not very exciting, but it can be.
Can be here in Roswell.
Right, exactly. So please go check out our legislative news.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, if there is a particular item that the chamber is passionate about that we really think that the community needs to know about, that will also be on the website and in our email that will say, hey, we need you to go and start contacting your legislators. And we'll give you a list of, for example, if it's in committee, we'll give you a list of the committee members and who needs to be contacted with all of the contact information, emails, phone numbers, etc.
Very good. So please utilize those. But at least, even if you're not having an interest per se in all this stuff, I think every New Mexican should at least be aware of. We don't have to be experts on every bill and every thing. I mean, that's just madness. But you should kind of at least understand how the sausage is made, and especially if you have issues. And you know what? I guarantee there's someone. Every single person's got an issue with somebody somewhere at a government level about something.
Well,
and so
there's a lot going on in Roswell.
Yeah.
That what happens in Santa Fe is going to affect us.
Sure.
Yes, Washington is very important, and the decisions that they make do affect us here. But reality is what happens in Santa Fe, what happens at City Council and at County Commission affects us more because it's going to affect us immediately and with greater consequences.
Yeah, that's generally a rule is the more local the government entity, the more greater impact that they're going to have on your day-to-day lives.
Correct.
You watch, CNN or Fox or whatever your proclivities are, and watched all the national news stuff, and you're like, yeah, that makes you mad and stuff. But at the end of the day, you're like, all right, is that gonna affect when I go to the store? Affect when I go up the street to get my trash can or whatever? And probably not, but the impact that city council and county commissions make are going to greater impact that
and
day-to-day
the
stuff.
governor has said that her passions for this session are going to be the health, welfare, and safety of children and families. She wants to look at gun control, so whatever that means to her and her fan base, I guess you could call it. Yeah. Those are some of the top things that I have seen that they're talking about right now. Now, of course, they're always talking about how are we going to help our agricultural industry, which we are big in down here in southeastern New Mexico.
Absolutely.
But her passions, and then, of course, our new Attorney General, Raul Torres, has also said his biggest passion right now is going to be the health, welfare, and safety of children. So those are some of the bills that I've seen in committee the last few days. So if crime is a passion of yours, if you want to be safe in your community, if you want your children and your families to be safe, those are kind of some of the things that I'm seeing that are hitting right now.
Yeah, I know yesterday I was watching the news and there was some legislation to kind of protect business owners.
Yes.
From, like when you see these incidents of shoplifters and quite frankly, a lot of business owners are afraid to do anything for fear of getting sued or for fear of just worse things happening other than they lost whatever merchandise was stolen. And so that because they don't feel protected, they like, I can get sued because this guy broke in and stole my stuff.
Yep.
And because I confronted them and prevented them from doing it, now they can sue me. I mean, that's ridiculous. And so, they're trying to get or some legislators are trying to get legislation. I know one got tabled or shot down.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's others in the works, but I'm guessing there are. But that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Pay attention to that kind of thing, and you can go to the links on the chamber website to kind of get the skinny and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
It's way more encompassing than, you watch your nightly news, which I do, and they'll hit a couple of the highlights, but there is so much going on that they can't possibly hit you with all the legislation that's going on at a given day in Santa Fe, because there's all the committees going and 30 other things going on.
Absolutely. So please go check out our website, because we've got all kinds of information that we've got up there. You can sign up to be a member. You can rent our boardroom. And then, of course, all of these other events and stuff you can go look at on our calendar. And, of course, if you have information about an event that's going on, let us know, and we're going to put it on our community calendar.
Gotcha. Hey, just curious, because folks that don't know, Andrew just got back from Santa Fe a week or so ago here. Almost to the day a week ago. Yeah. But she's coming back anyway. But I'm curious, what was COVID world like up there? Was it pretty much back to normal, or was it very restricted still?
Well, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
They're a little bit of hybrid. You're not required. As of when I went up there, you were not required to wear a mask, for example, but there were people that were wearing masks. So
if you choose to.
So if you choose and it makes you feel more comfortable, go up there, wear your mask.
But there was no mandatory.
But nothing was mandatory.
Okay.
The restaurants and bars and entertainment were open. And it seemed pretty normal.
So just curious
for Santa Fe.
Observation: mask, no mask. Was there a large percentage in them, not in them? I'm just curious.
A hybrid. It kind of depended on where you went.
Sure.
If you're in a smaller establishment, and keep in mind it is Santa Fe, so some of the smaller restaurants, some of the smaller establishments, there may have been more people with masks because they felt more comfortable.
Sure.
I don't wear a mask. I haven't worn a mask, but nobody hassled me.
Okay.
And
I'm just kind of trying to get the feel a little bit.
No, nobody gave me funny looks because they were like, "Oh, you are not wearing a mask." It was just like, "Oh, you're wearing a mask. awesome, good for you.
So
you're not? Okay, awesome, good for you."
Good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You choose to do it, great, awesome, and you should go about your day with no issues.
Yes.
As the person that chooses not to.
Exactly. And the receptions and all of the social stuff is going on up there. So it's kind of back to normal that way. Once again, on our legislative news section of our website, I even have posted the social calendar. So if there is a particular day, because of course a lot of these days are called, Family Day,
Sure.
Education Day, County Day, City Day, then you can go and look and be like, oh, I really want to make sure I'm a part of Chaves County Day. Okay, that's on this day. I'm going to make sure I go up there.
Gotcha.
Or there's a particular reception where you're like, I want to make sure I'm there to be supportive of that organization. All of that stuff is on there. So our full session calendar, the full social calendar, is up and going.
Good deal.
We were up there for Leadership Roswell. And then we also had the legislative reception, which is the huge reception that the Santa Fe Chamber of Commerce traditionally has done. And this was the first year since 2020, because we were able to get all of that stuff in before COVID hit, that the Santa Fe Chamber did, and we were a part of that, and it was awesome.
Great.
I was talking to their executive director, and she said that they had more participation this year than she has ever seen.
That's great.
And
That's good news.
We went up with a bunch of stuff and came back with, I think, 3 boxes. And that was it. We were able to give away all of the donations that we were given. So thank you to NEMI. Thank you to Eastern New Mexico Medical Center. Thank you to ENMUR for all of the donations.
Okay.
Loveless, Chimera, all helped donate items that we were able to give away.
Nice.
The UFO Museum. So thank you very
cool.
much.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Well,
Yeah.
yes, we got a little Roswell flavor up there for it.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. And of
good deal.
course, anything Roswell, anything aliens was a huge hit. Everybody wanted that stuff.
People
and the
love our
NEMI,
alien stuff. Yeah.
NEMI always gives us really cool backpacks. And so people come and see us for the backpacks and then stuff everybody else's stuff. So it was really cool to see about 150 NEMI backpacks floating around.
It's a smart move from NMMI if you think about it. When they're going, it's like, well, think about it.
Yeah.
Now we just got free advertising as everybody and their uncles walk around Santa Fe with an NMMI backpack.
Absolutely.
On their back. Yeah, it's great. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. And it's not one of those bags like a little shoulder bag.
Yeah.
It's a backpack that people are going to use
Something
again.
they want to keep and something
Absolutely.
they like. Yeah, makes sense. It's great. A good idea. See? Why they pay them the big bucks over there. Those smart people.
And then over the next few weeks, we're going to start pushing out information. The Human Resources, Southeastern New Mexico Human Resources Association is going to be having a big conference in March.
Okay.
It's going to be from 10 to 2. So once again, be looking for our flyers and our information. If you have employees, you need to be a part of this conference. It's not just for people like Leprino or McDonald's or Richland or Crumlin Auto Group. It's not these major businesses, but if you are a mom and pop and you and one person if you've got a payroll of any kind, this is the kind of thing that you need to be a part of, because there is so much changing in the world in regards to employees and what would be under that title of human resources, that you really need to be there. And then if nothing else, you can network, because if you have 2 employees, you're not going to have a dedicated HR department per se.
Yeah.
But you're still going to need to make sure you're in compliance and that there's certain things federally, locally, and state that you have to be doing. And it's always nice to have somebody to talk to, because I'm learning all about HR and realizing we've got 3 people in our office. We're not a huge office. I don't have a dedicated HR, but I have my resources out there because of the Southeastern New Mexico HR people. And then through them, I've networked and I know who I can call if I can't find the answer on the website.
Well, and let's face it, major corporations, they have people dedicated to just doing HR stuff. And like you said, mom and pop businesses don't do that, especially, if it's a family business and literally everyone's, but here's the thing, you're still a business. Therefore, you have to comply with these these regulations and standards. So you got to know it, even if, it's just me and my uncle and aunt, or me and my, 1 and 2 employees. Because if something goes south, it may never, but you've got to protect yourself and your employees if those things do happen. And if you don't know or have those things in place, I'd hate for you to potentially lose your whole business.
You need
over
to know
dumb.
about things like the Family Medical Leave Act. What does that mean? Who gets to be a part of that? Who qualifies? Who doesn't? And then something as simple as the new sick leave laws that have come out from Santa Fe this last year, that you have to be keeping track of accrued sick time.
Yeah. If you don't do it and one of your employees, you've got a problem. So
absolutely.
It's got to be on your radar. So if you're completely oblivious to this or don't have a plan in place, please sign up for this event and please come to this.
And the links are on our website. Once again, if you're a member, you're getting it in our email blast. And so those are, once again, just more of those things that we are seeing. And we are learning every day more and more about our website. So any of our members, be looking for some member emails, because we're going to start doing some training on our new website and how it works, because lots of new things have rolled out that we are learning. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And our members will be able to use it. So,
and really, these are great. These tools will help any local business.
Absolutely.
But if you're a small business, smaller, the more benefit you're going to get.
Absolutely.
Because and we understand this, a bigger business, they've got, we got a marketing budget. We can spend X amount of dollars a month on advertising or marketing and things like that. We got, we got our HR department. You own a cupcake stand up the street, or you own a antique store up the street here. You don't have all of those things.
Correct.
Here.
And we're here to help you with all of that stuff. In fact, we're helping Eastern New Mexico University Roswell campus push out the word. They have about 5 different students that are graduating from their programs that are looking for employment. There are 3 students that have just recently graduated from the welding program, and they were slated to be a part of DOT, but they're not able to get into those positions till May. But they are looking for employment. So if you have the need for a welder, please contact us at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, and we'll give you their resumes.
Excellent.
Because these guys are looking, and they're not just all guys, they're girls too, but these students are looking for employment, and they're willing to go find permanent employment somewhere else. It's not just, oh, I'm waiting until May. No, these are students that have graduated the program that are hungry to go to work, and in a time and environment where it's difficult to. I've got a young lady that is looking to be a personal assistant of some kind that has just recently graduated from the program out at ENMUR. So if you're looking for a personal assistant, she's willing to start in the office pretty much at any level.
Okay.
But she just wants the opportunity
She
to
needs
get
the
out there.
experience to get their
Exactly.
foot in the
And
door.
then we have another male student that wants to be working within the government of some kind, whether it be the city, the county, the state. He just wants, he's looking for a job, another student that has graduated.
Okay.
And so we've started to partner with the college to help find these students.
Put businesses to employees and things like that. So,
And I want to call them kids because everybody's a kid to me,
Right.
but they're not kids.
No.
These are
young adults.
young adults, and they are hungry to go to work. So I don't want to hear somebody say, oh, I can't find employees. Well, I have 5 right now. Now, some of them are a little bit more focused on what they want to do.
Sure.
But if
Well, like
you're
you need a-
looking for an employee, contact us too, because we're always talking.
And I know enough to know that like skilled positions like welders
Yes.
are highly coveted and sought after. So
Yes.
you have an opportunity to lock one down now. Let's take it. Well,
That's
you got
right.
the chance.
These kids,
because
these students are hungry.
Like I said, these welding kids, they're going to have no problem. I mean, you want to get them now, get them now. I'm telling
That's
you.
right.
Their advantage is kind of on their end, not your end. We're trying to
Yes.
help you here on this, especially with the welders, because
and our welding
they're
program
highly sought
out at the college is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is a very, very good program,
Yeah.
and I have talked to people that have had programs around the country, and they said ours is pretty stellar.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I've heard that on multiple different curriculums at that college. So we are very blessed to have that.
We are.
that
So if
resource
you're
here.
an employer looking for an employee, please contact us, and we will put you in contact with the right people. And then the transverse is true as well. If you are looking for employment, feel free to contact us, and we are happy, to put you in contact with the college as well, and they'll kind of help you as well.
Yeah, very good. So please check out the chamber website. Come by the chamber if you need if you got questions or whatever. If the door's locked, ring the doorbell.
Yes.
If you see cars out front, somebody's there, and
Yes.
they'll be happy to help you. Of course, don't forget to come out to the grand opening this Saturday for
Saturday.
Calici's. And then, come out and have a hot dog, have a custard of, whatever your favorite flavor is.
And if you need a flyer, then we've got a couple
You got some
extra.
out? Okay.
We have some extra flyers
That's the
at
only
the
one I've
office.
got, but,
131 West 2nd, and you can call us at 575-623-5695. Come by. We'd love to help you in any way that we can, and definitely you want to be a member because we are going to be able to help you any way that we possibly can.
Absolutely.
And if nothing else, you're helping the community by helping us be able to help these smaller mom and pop shops.
Yeah, sometimes the big businesses supporting us
Or a new shop.
support the small businesses.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of where that conduit to help bridge all that. So, but I don't have any more of those flyers, but be listening because I think next hour I'm going to give away. I got $15 gift cards for Calici's.
Fantastic.
So for their grand opening, you don't have to use it on Saturday. You use it whenever you want, but I'm just saying, I got them. You can bring them with you on Saturday, and
There you go.
Of course, they got a lot of other. It's 50% off the whole menu. I maybe hold on to that.
$15 could go a long way on Saturday, or like you said, wait.
Hold off and then use it at another date and take advantage of all the
That's right.
the sales and deals on Saturday. But yeah, definitely. So I guess, do we get it all? Is there anything
We got everything that I had on my list.
Excellent. Well, thank you as always. And,
Absolutely. Thanks for having
give
me.
the phone number.
575-623-5695.
Yep, call that.
623-5695.
Leave a voicemail if, nobody's at the office, like at 2 in the
We
morning,
return
whatever.
calls, and because sometimes we are busy, sometimes we are out in the community. But stop by 131 West 2nd. If you see either there's 2 white vehicles or a big black truck, then somebody is there. Ring the doorbell, because unfortunately we do have to keep our door locked.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if there's just 1 or 2 people in the building.
Correct.
If there's a group, then it's a little safer. But
Correct.
For security purposes.
But ring the doorbell, we'll come and help you out.
Absolutely. Good deal. Thank you, ma'am. As
Thank
always,
you.
Appreciate it. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. But just in time to remind everybody about all the stuff at Loveless and all this that's going on
Absolutely.
here in about 3 weeks. We'll give a last-minute reminder for that stuff, too.
Yes.
But if you want caliche or anything, this is your last-minute reminder.
That's right. Saturday is
right.
the day.
Good deal. Well, thank you, as always. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks.
Missing jet skiers at Brantley Lake State Park. The Eddy County Sheriff said deputies were assisting county fire and rescue personnel. People were asked to avoid the area on Sunday. A statement posted to the sheriff's Facebook page Sunday night said the search effort possibly involved 2 people. No other details were given. It's believed that rescue personnel have been unable to find anything. For the first time since pandemic shutdowns in early 2020, Eddy County is once again launching senior citizen services and programs. The Alejandro Ruiz Senior Center, formerly the San Jose Senior Center, is finally seeing more visits this year. Carlsbad Mayor Dale Janway acknowledging that many seniors, though, are still leery about going out in public. You're up to date with local news headlines. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Ukraine is not a NATO ally. Now, I was not against offering support, but we end up being the bulk of support. All we have allowed to have happen here is this now to fester into another quagmire, which I predicted it was likely to occur, and a long, protracted conflict. And it's now given Putin time to rebuild his armies and get enough people and recalibrate his strategies. And he's, firing his hypersonic missiles, and it's in Europe's backyard. And now the pressure is on the United States once again, while we have, $31 trillion in debt to somehow step up and pay for all this. American people have had it with these endless wars that they don't fight, and they don't fight to win. They've had it.
The Conservative Underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
Listen, the last time the economy looked like this, the stock market tanked 50%. The U.S. dollar lost 46% of its value, and the price of oil quadrupled. Yet while the U.S. economy collapsed and inflation ran through the roof, the price of gold shot up 1,300%, and silver rocketed over 2,400%. So if history repeats itself, we could see it happen again. Can you afford to miss what could be the biggest gold and silver rush of our generation? That's why I want you to call Goldco at 855-815-GOLD, because when you do, you'll not only get the chance to protect your retirement savings with gold and silver, you could get up to $10,000 in free silver just for doing it. This is a rare opportunity, so don't miss what could be your best opportunity to protect your retirement savings. Call 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Windy but sunny today. We do have a cold front that's working its way through the southwestern states. That'll be arriving tomorrow. This afternoon's high about 75, wind gusting to 30 miles an hour. Mid-30s and clear overnight, and then a few showers will be possible Tuesday. Partly sunny and our high going up to about 50. We're quickly back to sunny weather on Wednesday with low 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. It's a delicate balancing act for retailers, how to make life more difficult for shoplifters without angering law-abiding shoppers who don't want to see everything under lock and key.
Some are considering extreme measures, including Rite Aid. Its chief retail officer recently said Rite Aid is looking at, quote, literally putting everything behind showcases to ensure the products are there for customers who want to buy it. But by trying to solve one problem, these businesses may be creating another, turning off shoppers with overreaching measures.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Wall Street opened in the red this morning. Last week's strong jobs report continuing to fan fears of more interest rate hikes. And Fox says it has sold out all of its ad space for the upcoming Super Bowl. The big game is advertising's biggest stage. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Listen, you want a pizza? You can get one of those anywhere. But if you want authentic, traditional, brick oven-style pizza, forget about it. There's only one place in town, our Pizza Center in Roswell. I'm talking about authentic pies using authentic ingredients. Plus, pasta, salads, wings, subs, burgers, and a whole menu chock full of your favorites. You can dine in or have it delivered up to 5 miles. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 505 North Main in Roswell. Or check out RoswellPizzaCenter.com. And hey, mention you heard it on the radio and buy one pizza, get one free. Our Pizza Center, a taste of the old world, right here.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores. That's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
From January 30th to February 26th, get a $70 tire rebate via Visa Reward Card or Visa Virtual Account after online submission on a set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. Plus, get an additional $70 prepaid MasterCard on installation purchase of sets of 4 Michelin passenger or light truck tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. Void where prohibited. See rebate form for terms and conditions. This offer valid with any form of payment.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assisting, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. There's always something new and exciting waiting for you. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecued fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nook. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death in New Mexico, but it's preventable. If you have high blood pressure or cholesterol, are overweight, smoke, or have other risk factors, it's time to talk to a cardiologist. The cardiology team at Artesia General Hospital has the experience and latest diagnostic technology technologies to help you identify your risk factors and diagnose and treat any heart health concerns you might face. One beat at a time, we're here for every heart. Request your cardiology appointment today at artesiageneral.com/heart.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:55. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up today's show. Hey, a couple things I want to put on your radar. For all you sporting clay shooters out there, Rotary Club is having their youth benefit sporting clay shoot happening April 22nd. And that will be...
Pull!
Yep, that's the one. Cost is $150. Excuse me, hiccups. Cost is $150 per participant, and that includes your fun shoot admission, targets, and lunch. 1 in 5 shooters will receive a major door prize. Ammo will not be provided. 7.5 max shot size when you bring your ammo. The event is a sporting clays fun shoot and is not a sanctioned shooting competition. It means they're just there for fun. They're not.
Right.
I mean, you can be as competitive as you want with it, or not competitive, but it's not like a sanctioned event or anything. It's just there to have fun and raise some money for the youth and veteran programs. Participants should be familiar with all aspects of safe gun handling. But if you want to learn the sport, come out. A lot of people teach it and love to have fun with it. It's really kind of cool. So I've never been to one of those sporting clays fun shoot events. They're a lot of fun.
I'm blown away by the dexterity and the visual acuity of sport clay shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive.
It's funny.
The idea of being able to lead and all that.
Yeah, because it's a different mindset in rifle shooting versus shotgun clay shooting. Rifle, you aim it. Shotgun, you point it. You don't aim a shotgun, you point it.
You're spraying.
Yeah. Spray and pray.
Spray and pray.
When I was like 21, I worked at a Boy Scout camp in there, and I actually ran and taught the shooting sports.
Yeah.
So we taught rifle, shotgun, and archery.
See, we did 22.
We had 22 rifles, 20 gauge shotguns, and then
we never did
recurves or longbows.
We just got the 22, and we had it was a decent range, but it wasn't like air. It was strictly ground.
Well, yeah, rifle, you're shooting at targets, paper target, about however many feet in front of you there or whatever, and doing your thing. But I could teach kids how to shoot shotgun pretty decent. As far as a shooter though, I was awful.
No, yeah.
And I know part of it may have been the setup there, because I'm left eye dominant, left-handed, and the traps were always set up to come off the right and come to the right. So I always would pick up the clay a lot later than other people. And so that might have been part of it. Part of it was, it's like those who can't teach. I was good at I had kids dusting them that never shot before.
Right.
You put me up there and I can't hit a barn with an elephant. It's just one of those things. Rifle, I could shoot rifle. I was good at that. Shotgun and dusting, it just was not my thing.
I remember we had the camp I went to, it was Lone Tree. And this is where I had shot, or where I was shooting, remember shooting. They had a Barney, the dinosaur. That was about yay big tall.
4 inches, 6 inches.
And it was way down range. And I made it my mission, the time that I was there, that by the end of it, I was going to hit that. That thing was like the furthest thing down, that Barney down range. I made it my mission to hit it.
Did you hit it?
Nope.
No,
sir. Hit plenty of other targets, but never got that Barney.
I haven't taught it in a while, but I bet you I can get you to hit it.
Maybe.
Give me 15 minutes, I'll get you hitting it. So, it's been a while.
Yeah. My issue is mostly just like it's getting a bead on the target.
Well, part of it too
close.
is you're blind.
Yeah.
And so your sight pictures may not be true.
Right. And this is my main eye, as I call it. Like
your right eye?
Yeah, this eye's just for show, pretty much.
Your right eye is your dominant eye?
This is actually my dominant eye.
Well, then you should be shooting as a right-handed person.
And I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I shoot that way usually.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was the thing I used to, people...
So like
my kid's right-handed. I'm like, yes, sir, but your son's left eye dominant, therefore they need to shoot from the left side.
No, I figured this out a lot over the course of my lifetime. That this is the good eye, and this one's just mostly for showing a little bit of depth perception.
And that gets a little tricky if you're left-handed and right eye dominant and all that, but you're righty across the board.
Right. Well, no, I'm left.
That's right. You're lefty, but right. Yeah. So that probably is part of the reason why you have trouble.
Yeah, that's a big reason. That's also the reason I couldn't drive stick shift. Actually still can't. I can in concept, just can't in practice.
Gotcha. Well, you know what to get you for Christmas? Stick shift.
It was like a Ford Bronco 2, 87 Bronco 2.
All right, we got to go. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of your day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
From townhall.com, I'm John Scott. A powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake has rocked wide swaths of Turkey and neighboring Syria, toppling hundreds of buildings and trapping residents under mounds of rubble or pancake floors. Turkey's President Erdogan says dozens of countries have offered help, but the death toll is continuing to climb.
Recep Tayyip Erdogan says help has been offered from some 45 countries in the aftermath of the deadly earthquake and powerful, still ongoing aftershocks hitting southeast Turkey and northern Syria. Erdogan adds thousands of people have been injured, many rescued from collapsed structures, explaining because the debris removal efforts are still continuing, we do not know how high the number of dead and injured will be. He adds, our hope is that we recover from this disaster with the least loss of life possible.